Hi y'all, good morning. It is sunrise, at least what we can see of it through the clouds anyway, but I'm ready to get after it, man. I've already got us some baits cut. We're gonna do some drift fishing for catfish today. That bite has been on fire. Been getting some big fish, lots of big fish actually, and I wanna get some more today because we've actually got some pretty good current flow out here right now. It's moving us 0.7 miles an hour, so we're gonna be able to cover some water and hopefully get in front of some fish today. So I'm gonna get y'all right here in the chest while we get baited up. Like I said, I already got our baits cut, so I'm gonna quickly show you what we're gonna start with. I'm gonna show you the rigs, and we're gonna go ahead and get after it right here. So our left rod, we're gonna be fishing with 2 rods today. We're gonna have a skipjack head. This is a smaller skipjack, but the size of the bait didn't matter my last trip out yesterday because we were getting big fish on it. But that's on a Carolina rig. We've got a 10-aught size circle hook, 80-pound leader, probably, I don't know, 10, 12 inches long, swivel, and then an 8-ounce egg sinker up top to 40-pound main line. Of course, I got my signature series Kayak Catfish rods from Catfish Sumo, Shimano Dakota reel. So I dropped that down. We're 22 feet deep. I'm gonna raise it up so that we're just right off the bottom. Maybe 2 feet off the bottom, 3 feet off the bottom. This one over here, going to have the same rig, same rod, all that, but we're going to have a bluegill head on this one, and this is a fresh cut bluegill. I had some live baits with me yesterday. The live baits caught a couple fish, but it was more of a hindrance, really. When I switched over to cut bait on both rods, we started getting more action. So I kept the live baits that I had left, I kept them alive. I said, I'm gonna bring them out here today, but we're not gonna use them alive, we're gonna use them cut. They're gonna be fresh cut. So that bluegill right there, freshly cut. So I'm gonna get this cutting board cleaned, and then I'm gonna swing us around here. I'm gonna show you on the graph how we're going to approach this today. And we're already on the move, what I'm saying. So the graph right here, these contour lines signify the ledge. That is over here to our in front of us here on the left. You've got the land way back over there. You've got a shallow flat right here, just a few feet deep, and then it drops off. So you can kind of see that flat. There's some little islands, and then it drops off at a steep angle. When I get us positioned over here, we're gonna hug that line, and we're gonna hug it all the way down through here. Now, yesterday, I'd started on upriver from here and drifted down. And where I finished up at yesterday, kind of along that tree line down there, I was getting more fish, more bites, more big fish. Like it seemed to be fish were kind of concentrated from, there's a little, I don't know if it's a creek or a pocket right here, but from there down, it seemed like there was a good concentration of fish. Water drops off a little bit deeper, 22 feet here, it gets about 25-ish in places down through there. So I said, you know what, today I'm coming back out. I've got some bait left over from yesterday. Of course, we've got the live baits. I said, I'm gonna come on down river. We're gonna start right in here and spend the bulk of our day down here where I was getting the better quality fish and the more action yesterday. So I'm gonna get us over here on this ledge a little more. And then I'm gonna turn us so that we're not talking toward this boat down here, because you know me, I'm antisocial and I don't want to have human interaction today. So I'm going to slide us over here up on this ledge and turn us, and then we will drift with our backs turned to these people as we go by. I think they're bass fishing. But the current flow today, I mean, 0.7-ish yesterday. Toward the end of my session yesterday, it started to pick up a little bit. But today, it's moving right out the gate, and it should pick up from here. So that's gonna help. It's gonna help get our scent going down in front of us, because at 0.7 is fine. As it speeds up, if it gets up toward 0.9, 1 mile an hour range today, I'm gonna pedal into the current and try to slow us down. And that'll put our scent out in front of us as we drift down. We may make passes through here if we get on some fish, may come back up, drift down again. I may pedal in place and just kind of keep us on top of fish. With the setup I use here, I use 8-ounce sinkers. I do that for a reason. That heavier sinker weight helps keep my lines vertical because we're suspend fishing today. That means our baits are vertical, right under us, and they're just off the bottom. If you are anchored, or if you are in a pedal kayak like I am today, and you are pedaling into the current, the water resistance, as it goes through your line and sinker and bait, it wants to push it up in the water column. It wants to raise it. That heavier sinker helps keep it down. Now, there's limits on that, of course, if the current gets real fast, it's going to raise it up regardless unless you really put on more weight. Or if you're fishing deeper water, the deeper you go, the more water is hitting your line, the more weight you're going to need. But out here today, with us fishing depths no more than 25 feet deep, that 8 ounces is going to be fine for upwards of 0.8 to 1 mile an hour range to be able to keep us vertical. And that's where I want it to be. I mean, I want it to be directly under us because that's going to allow us to know what our depth is, where our bait is at. We don't want to be in a situation where we're drifting along and our baits are 10 feet off the bottom. We also don't want to be in a situation where our baits are dragging the bottom. These are not dragging rigs. These are, you go dragging bottom with these, you're going to get either your sinker or your hook hung. So we want them elevated. We want them up. But that 8 ounces is plenty for the depth and the speed that we're going to experience today. When you get above speeds, we already got hit right here. Already got hit. That was a small fish. I'm gonna skipjack head. He's back after it again. Tell him go ahead and eat that thing. We'll go ahead and reel the first one in quickly today. Right here's the sun peeks through the cloud. Maybe about all the sun we see today, possibly. We got some foul weather coming in tonight. It's supposed to be bad. Supposed to be some real bad storms, heavy rain. It's gonna be a rough night here in my area. But, God, he's on it again. Tell him eat that thing. He's messing up our bait. We don't have much skipjack left. We got plenty of bluegill. We don't have much skipjack. I think I got 2, maybe some scraps from yesterday. And the 2 I have are small, so we don't want them down there chewing it up. I think this boat here behind us has the radio on, y'all. That's all I need to have a copyright ding 10 minutes into this trip. We leaving the camera rolling today, by the way. Y'all gonna see it all out here. I'm gonna fish for, I don't know, maybe 3 hours, maybe 4. It's gonna be a morning session for me. I'll be out of here by lunch, especially today because I launched upriver. So I'm gonna then come downriver to, okay, he's on it now. He's on it now. Ooh, look at that. Oh, and he's gone. Let's check our bait. Oh, look at him. God almighty, he's already chewed that thing up, man. It's still got some of the meat there on it, the blood, so I'm gonna rehook it, but we're gonna have to switch that out here soon. Bait's already, anytime you're short on skipjack, they're gonna chew it up. Them small fish just gonna sit down there and chew you up, man. But no, I was saying, I launched upriver from here. So the further we drift down today, the further I've got to go back, and I've got to go back against the current. So it's probably, where we end up today, I'm probably going to have over an hour pedal back. So it's going to be, the fishing part of the day is going to be 3 to 4 hours to give myself time to pedal back. It's a blessing and a curse with the current. The blessing is we get the scent of our baits moving. But the downside is if you have to go back up against the current on your way back to the car, you're gonna work a little harder. Okay, he's on it again. That's a small fish. If we catch some small fish today, I've got my measuring board. We're in the slot tournament, me and you, we're fishing partners this month. In the month of May, we gotta catch some fish for the slot tournament. 30 inches and under, we're gonna score them. Well, let me rephrase that. We can score fish 30 inches and under. We're gonna score fish between 28 and 30 inches. If we catch little 25, 26 inches, they're not gonna help us be competitive in this tournament, so I'm not fooling with it. But we definitely need to get some. I got 2 yesterday. It's the only 2 fish I've scored all month. We're halfway through the month. One of them was a perfect score though. It was 29 3/4 inches. So that was the best score you can have in that tournament. So we got one of those. The other one was 29 1/4. So we need 8 more fish between 29 and 30 inches to be competitive this month. Well, we got plenty of time to do it. It's just a matter of getting on them that size. And yesterday, and then I fished out here a couple trips last week, I'm catching big fish. I mean, big fish, man. We got several big fish yesterday, plus a bunch of other fish too. Like, it was a really good day. Really good day, man. I love it when it's like that. All right, let me get us, move a little bit closer to the sledge again. We've drifted off from it. I want to be right on that line, folks. I mean, right as it starts to come up at an angle. I want to be right there as we drift down. I'm gonna get us over here a little bit closer to it, and then I'm gonna turn so we have our backs to bass fishermen over here. I'm filming this on a Friday, so we'll see some more bass fishermen out here today. I got a feeling people have taken today off because the weather's going to be crap tonight into tomorrow, and if we get as much rain as what they say we're going to get, I think that's probably why they're moving so much water this morning out here. It's in anticipation of the rain that's coming. I had I won't say I had water damage. I had to fix my driveway from some heavy rains we got the other day, and water was up yesterday and today. Water out here is up probably at least a foot, maybe 2. So they may end up opening up the spill gates potentially, depending on how much we get. I don't know how that will affect this bite that we've been on. There's a bunch of fish here in this area right now. They're moving upriver and they're getting ready to spawn. They're moving up into these shallower sections, and they're good over here in these creeks and on these flats and stuff, and or along the shoreline, and getting these up under these undercut banks and stuff. Catfish are cavity spawners. That means they'll get up under stuff. But it's about time. It's about time for them to spawn here sometime within the next month. The bulk of them will go on the nest. So they're feeding up. They're on the move. And it's a wonderful time of year to be after them, because you can catch some big fish and you can catch a lot of fish this time of year. And we're going to hopefully get both today. I swear they've got the radio on over here. I hear it. I don't see them now. I think they went in this little creek right here. Yesterday I got some fish right in front of this thing. Maybe it's one of them houses down there that's got that radio on. I don't want to get no damn copyright ding first thing in the morning. That puts the day off to a bad start if that happens, folks. I don't want to have a bad day. I want to have a good day. I want to catch us some big fish today. This right here, I touched on this yesterday. It will be the last video for regular viewers. This is my favorite way to fish. So spin fishing, especially when you're in not necessarily shallow water, but shallower than I normally fish. I mean, you know, most of the places I fish throughout the year are anywhere from 40 to 100 feet deep. It's rare outside of the spring that you see me fishing in 25 feet or less. But when I am, and I'm able to do this style of fishing, it's so much fun because every takedown, even small fish, it's just because you've got so little line out, it's just incredible fights. And even when you're fighting a small fish, a little 5-pounder, when you're doing it with 20 feet of line between you and it, it's a battle. It's fun. I love it. I wish I could get them, especially I wish I could get big. I mean, you could get fish all year long at these depths, but big fish specifically, I wish you could get them here at these depths year round. It's kind of a spring and fall thing, really. They move up here in the spring, and then in the fall you'll have some more shallow water movements more frequently. But it's kind of you got a window, really, here in the spring where it gets really good. And we just happen to be, right now, we are right in that window. Yesterday was amazing. And even after yesterday I filmed till my battery crapped out. It's about usually 4 hours. And I fished about another hour after that, and I caught a few more fish, got a couple more big fish. And that was after the wind kicked up, because yesterday it was calm. It was like this when we got on the water. And then a couple hours in the trip, it started to pick up, and then it started to change directions. It started blowing upstream, directly upstream against the current. So it got a little choppy toward the end of my trip, which normally when your baits start bouncing and you're suspend fishing, you can just say goodbye to that bite. It's usually over. Not yesterday. I kept catching them, man. They didn't care. They were so hungry, so aggressive, they didn't care. So I'm hoping it stays calm today. The wind is supposed to kick up as the morning goes on, but I'm hoping we can get a little reprieve from it here like it is now, and just stay calm. That way our baits are just smoothly drifting along. You just don't, I mean, it's a better presentation. When you're bouncing up and down, not only is your bait going up and down, but your sinker's hitting too, and so your rod tips are just bouncing. It's not natural, you know. These fish, dead fish drift downriver all the time. These boats go up through here. Their props go through schools of shad. So fish get sliced up. They fall down to the river bottom. They drift along like that's natural. What you don't have, though, is baits sitting down there bouncing up and down nonstop, right? Like that's not natural. So we want to present these things as natural as possible. That's going to help you get bit more. I'm really surprised we're not seeing something right here in front of this. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a creek or a pocket. Look back in there. I guess it's probably a creek. Now, I apologize, y'all. I'm a little bit hoarse today. I talked yesterday on that video, and we're well into May, but it's still pollen season here. So my throat's all dry and scratchy. Y'all just have to tolerate it, I guess, or click off and go watch somebody else that talks better than me. But what I want to do today, I really want to focus on from about here where we're at to the end of the trees down here where the river starts to turn. It does, like I said, it does get a little deeper here. And yesterday it seemed like there were more fish stacked up in this area. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. Maybe just coincidence. Maybe something to it that's holding them. Maybe they're staged up here around this creek. I don't know. But, I mean, we caught fish all the way down through here yesterday. But we did have some periodic lulls, if you will. And once I got, well, really down in through here, I didn't really have lulls anymore. It seemed like every few minutes I was getting a bite. So I want to focus on this area today and see if those fish are possibly just holding out here, if they're staged out here, or if maybe yesterday was just coincidence. Who knows? But I do know for a fact there are a bunch of fish here and a bunch of big fish here. Because both of my trips, I fished here twice last week on this stretch of river. The first day, I caught several fish, got some big fish. The second day I come out last week, I didn't get as many, but every one I got was big fish. And then, of course, yesterday was good for both size and numbers. Now, the current wasn't as much yesterday, and I don't know how that will play a role today. Once we get by Dumaflotch over here, I'm going to turn us and pedal into the current a little bit, slow us down. I want to drift on past him, though, because I don't want to have any interaction today. I can't people today. I can't. I can't do it. I can't. I'm peopled out, folks. I went and got a haircut last night. I had a trim. And I had to sit there and wait a little while, even though I'd signed in online. I had to sit there and wait because there was a bunch of people yesterday. It was haircut day in my town, apparently. And then the hairdresser girl, of course, my haircut, I mean, you just buzz it down. I don't have a fancy cut. It don't take long. But she was very talkative. And it zapped me, man. It took it all out of me. I'm peopled for the week. So I don't want to talk to bass fishermen today. I don't want to talk to homeowners out here. I don't want to talk to anybody but you. I'm a terrible person, I know. He's right behind us right now. Don't make eye contact. We'll be gone in a minute. Just bear with me, folks. Bear with me. I can just sense it any second he's going to holler at me. I'm just wishing and hoping with every fiber of my being it don't happen. I don't want him eavesdropping on us. But at the same time, too, I hope he hears me talking enough to think that maybe I'm on the phone with somebody and he don't want to be rude and yell out. This is so awkward right now. And I know I'm making it awkward. It doesn't have to be this way. It's me. It's not you, it's me. It's not him, it's me. George Costanza. But it is. Y'all just be thankful you don't have to deal with me in real life. It gets way worse, I promise. The other thing I need today, aside for some fish, really need this in a bad way. It ain't going to happen, though. I can tell just by looking around, it ain't going to happen. We need a partly sunny day because I really need to get some thumbnails for recent videos. Like, every day for the last week. And I've been able to film. I've been able to fish some. But the lighting has just been terrible. It's been like this, which is dreary days. And I can't get thumbnails. Really need to knock that out today. Because I can't do it tomorrow for sure, because the weather's going to be nasty. And I got some videos coming out, so we need some we need some sunlight. Well, now I don't see this fella. Well, how far? Well, I'm sitting here avoiding him. I guess maybe he wanted to avoid me too. I think he went back inside just so he wouldn't have to talk to me. All right. Now I feel a lot more comfortable all of a sudden. I feel way better, folks. Here comes another one. Hopefully he's going to stay on that side of the river. I kind of want to go over there and see what's going on that side, on that ledge. But this side over here is kind of, you see the way the river comes around, it's kind of an outside bend here, a very slight bend, but it is an outside bend, and I like the outside better if I'm going to fish a bend, unless the currents are really strong. And it's not strong enough out here today to make me want to go over there just because of that, but I am curious as to what's going on over there, just because there's been so many fish here in the area. I'd be curious to see if there's just a bunch over there too. Yeah, that sun's already behind the clouds. We done saw, we're gonna see if that sunrise today, folks, which I'm a little bit later getting out here. Anyway, yesterday I was a little disappointed in myself because I got on the water about an hour later than I wanted. And I thought it might cost us some fish. But toward the end of the trip there, I finished up about lunchtime. Of course, I was down here. I drifted down to here, and I was catching all them fish and getting some big fish and stuff. I'm like, well, it's not a time of day thing right now. It's just a volume of fish kind of bite. So I wasn't too concerned about it this morning, but I did get out here a little bit later again. And then once I got out here, I had to pedal down. Yesterday I just started fishing. I come out of the creek I launched in and started fishing there. And then of course today I pedaled on down river some, so took a little extra time. That's the thing about kayak fishing. You don't get anywhere fast at 4 miles an hour max. That's 15 minutes to go a mile. You figure today, I'm probably going against this current, going to be 2.5 to 3 miles an hour at the most going back. It's about 20 minutes, a little over 20 minutes a mile. So I could have potentially an hour pedal back today. I'll cut off some of that time by being able to cut across the bend, like go a straight line versus how we're drifting around. But it is going to take me some time to get back today. It won't be a problem with the weather. The weather's not moving in until this evening. At least that was the last weather report I heard. But it's supposed to be like torrential downpours, 70-mile-an-hour gusts potentially. Like, it can be bad. My neighbor, did I tell you all about this? I can't remember if I know I told my channel members. I do other videos there for my Catfish Club members. I can't remember if I told this story on a regular video or not, though. Well, this may be a rerun here. If I'm telling you again, I apologize. But a few weeks ago, it was around Easter, my neighbor, he's just moved in. He's probably been there 3 months maybe. And his daddy was over there on a bobcat, doing some grading in his yard and whatnot. And I went outside, I was getting some stuff ready in the kayak. I was going fishing that day, and I saw my other neighbor that I share a corner with. Me, that neighbor, and then the new guy all share a corner in our property boundaries. And my other neighbor over there in the corner looked like he was pissed. I couldn't hear, I was so far away I couldn't hear what he was saying, but he was very animated with his hands and his gestures and whatnot. I could see he was pissed. And I figured what had happened was that the guy on the bobcat, which turned out to be neighbor boy's dad, had probably got over too far onto his property and messed up his yard. Well, come to find out, that's exactly what had happened. But I'm watching all that go down from afar, and I'm like, I want to go down in there and put my nose in it, get involved, and be nosy neighbor. I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to pass. I'm going to just go back in the house. I got better stuff to do today. I'm getting ready to go fishing. It's their business, not mine. Well, I go in the house, I change clothes, I'm coming back out, I'm getting ready to leave. Now I look out my living room window, and there's Bobcat Man, which again turns out to be his daddy, in my driveway. And he's scraping the gravel in my driveway and pushing it down. See, my driveway, my property has two driveways to it. There's the original driveway that come up from the highway that I share part of with this neighbor. And then there's a driveway that comes up from the back of my house, because a few years after I'd had my house, I had the opportunity to buy the lot that kind of goes behind me into the side of me. And so I got that, and so I come up that driveway because it comes from a side road, and it's just easier to get in and out of than the driveway that me and the neighbor boy share, because it's a steeper incline and the highway down there's always busy. So I never use that front driveway anymore, but I maintain it. I get out there and I spray weed killer and keep the weeds out, and I maintain that driveway just in case I do have to, and occasionally I will come up there. Rare, maybe once a year, twice a year, I will have to use that driveway for some reason or another. But it's mine, and I maintain it. Well, it's on a hill. And my driveway coming to my house is gravel, and then it connects with a concrete driveway that me and the neighbor boy share that goes down to the highway. And the way the property boundary sits, we each own half of that concrete driveway. Like there's literally one of the property pins on the survey there, it's right in the middle of the driveway. So when it rains hard, water goes down the hill, because water follows path of least resistance, right? It goes down the hill, and over time it washes out on the side of the concrete driveway there. And I don't care how much you pack it in, it'll just wash it out. So I just kind of let it go, because the girl who lived there before this guy, she didn't care, because she didn't enter my driveway at any point. Oh, we got our left rod got hit here. That chewed up skipjack. Oh, well, more dinks just down there chewing that bait up. We're gonna have to replace it here in a minute. In fact, let's do that now while I tell you this story. Because that thing was about chewed up already. After that first fish wouldn't leave it alone, so let's cut another one here. Do another head though. So anyway, the last girl that lived there, she never left her driveway to enter mine. And as long as you stay on the concrete part of the driveway, which leads up to that house, it's all concrete that leads up to that house. It only turns into gravel when you turn to come to me. Look what they've done. They've ruined that bait. So anyway, as long as you don't venture off the concrete, that little gully right there that's washed out, it don't bother you. And it don't bother me because, I'm never using that driveway, so I don't have to drive over it to get to the concrete part. So I've just left it be. Just let Mother Nature do its thing. Like I said, the girl before never had a problem with it because she didn't enter my driveway at all. The guy that lived there before that girl never had a problem with it. Because again, he never left his driveway to enter mine for any reason. This kid though, apparently he's got a problem with it. So Daddy's out there on the Bobcat and he starts scraping the gravel off of my driveway and packing in that ditch down there. And I'm pissed because, that's my gravel. That's my driveway. What the hell is he even doing in my driveway? And so I go down there and I'm trying to be calm, because I'm trying to be not fly off the handle guy. And I'm like, what's going on here, buddy? And he's, and that's when I find out this is his daddy. It's on that Bobcat. And he clearly, he's, you watch him on this machine, it's like he knows how to operate it, but you can tell he's not good at operating it. Like he's not, it's not his day job. Like it's just, they've rented this Bobcat and he's out there just trying to do some stuff with it. Like he's not a Bobcat operator. And I'm like, you still in the gravel here off my driveway? He's like, oh, well, this is your driveway? I'm like, yeah, this carved path up through here with gravel on it leading to my house, yes, that's my driveway. And then he starts kind of fumbling a little bit. He's like, oh, well, we were going to fix it. Like, yeah, we're going to bring in more gravel. We're going to fix this up. It's going to be way better than what it was. And I was like, dude, still, you're in my driveway doing this. You don't have the courtesy to come knock on a door and say, hey, here's what we want to do. Are you cool with this? Like you don't go tear up somebody's driveway without at least talking to them, without consulting with them first, right? It's like, oh, we're gonna fix it back. It's gonna be way better, which already didn't make sense because right before that he was asking me, oh, that's a driveway? Well, if you didn't know it was a driveway, why was you gonna fix it? And why would you be fixing somebody else's driveway anyway? The whole damn thing didn't make sense. But then he really pissed me off because then he was like, well, now, do you even use this driveway? And that just flew all over me because it ain't none of your damn business whether I use that driveway or not. It's mine. If I want to use it every freaking day or if I want to use it once a decade, it's mine. I will use it however much I please and it's none of his damn business. So I'm trying to be calm because, I mean, this is a new neighbor. I'm going to have to be living by this guy for potentially the rest of my life. I already have conflicts with damn near every other neighbor in my neighborhood. I'm trying not to have a new enemy here. But it's hard in this situation. But his daddy, you know, he's adamant about they're going to fix it back, they're going to bring in gravel, blah, 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 right? So I'm like, okay, if your dumbass is going to spend your money to fix my driveway, whatevs. So we leave it be. That was back around Easter. Here we are, you know, now I don't remember exactly when Easter was, but I mean, we're into May, we're well into May now. So this is a month probably. Still ain't fixed that driveway. And when he scraped the gravel from my driveway to push it down and kind of fill in that ditch there, it's washed out through the years. He didn't fix, like he didn't do anything to reroute how the water is going to run down the hill. Like all he did was take my gravel and put in that ditch. And so if you're not going to change how the water flows, well, guess what happens the next time it rains? It's going to take the same path and wash out that gully that was there before. So we had, 2 or 3 days ago now, we had some really hard rains. And I'm driving down the highway there, because, you know, you can go down the highway and then you turn on the side road to come up my back drive. And I'm past my front driveway that I share with him, and there's all my gravel washed out down there in the highway. You can see where it's washed out. So now, I mean, like, you know, I'm pissed about it. The other thing I was pissed off about when they done it is I had just a few days before sprayed weed killer on the driveway. Because, you know, I go out there and, you know, I maintain it. I keep the weeds from coming up and stuff in it. And I had just done it. And, like, if he had told me what his plan was, I wouldn't have done that. But he didn't have the courtesy to come knock on a door and say, hey, this is what we're thinking about doing. And the whole situation, I mean, like, he's clearly lying. The whole thing, he was lying. The rod got hit again. They ain't touched the bluegill head yet. They've been all over that skipjack. But I knew he was lying right from the get-go because you don't start out the conversation, oh, that's your driveway? and then immediately flip to, oh yeah, we were going to fix this back. We were going to make it better. You're not, why? If you didn't know it was a driveway, which is a lie, first off, because again, I mean, I don't care. You could be watching this video right now and you're living in the outer limits of Mongolia, some third world foreign country that barely has internet. You could be watching this on America Online dial-up right now. You know what a driveway is. If you see a path cut with gravel over it leading to a house, that is a driveway. In every part of the world, regardless of your language, your culture, whatever, that is a driveway. So don't play stupid when you get caught stealing gravel. But they ain't fixed it. And so I'm a spiteful person and I've been wronged. And what I want to do, and my parents have been trying to talk me out of this, because ultimately I'm going to hurt myself to hurt this kid that's living in front of me. I'm the old saying, cutting your nose off to spite your face. That's what I'm doing if I follow through with what I want to do. But what I want to do is I want to take that concrete driveway that him and I share. I mean, literally the property line goes up right down the middle of this concrete driveway. A driveway which I never use. I mean, like I said, once, twice a year, maybe at the most, I will use that driveway. But that kid, however, uses that driveway every time he goes in and out of his house. Like that's his only driveway, which I own half of. I'm thinking about taking my half of that driveway, that concrete, the asphalt there, and busting it up. I don't know if you can, I'm sure you can rent a jackhammer, you can rent anything, or hire somebody, pay them a day's wages to come out there and bust it up. I mean, bust the living hell out of it, all the way up on my side of the property. Now, my parents don't want me to do this because, one, it's spiteful. Two, I'm hurting myself, right? Like I'm taking my driveway and I am ruining it. But sometimes you have to lose a battle to win the war. And when this guy stole my gravel and looked me right in the eye and lied to me, war was initiated. I didn't start this war with him. I wanted to get along with him. You know, after he first moved in, I'm like, okay, this kid, he's quiet. He's not out there partying. He doesn't have any pets. There's no dogs barking all the time. He doesn't seem to have any kids. Don't have kids running around out there all the time. I'm like, okay, this guy's going to work out. Like, this is probably the best neighbor I could have hoped for. And then he steals from me and messes up my driveway. And so now we're at war. And when war has been declared upon me, I can't just lay down. Okay, our bluegill got hit now. Oh, look at that. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. This fish just declared war on this bluegill head. I had turned us into the current there. I was trying to slow us down a little bit. He's going to pull us down river. He took off, man. How far are we into this? Geez, we're 44 minutes in, the first solid hookup. But it's going to be an energetic fish. He's going where he wants, man. He's got us on the move here. He's going toward the left. I want him to go the other way, away from that other line. Dang, man, that was I tell you, man, you're 20 some odd feet deep. You've got limited amount of line out and a fish hits. It is a battle, especially in a kayak. It's so much fun in a kayak. That's a nice fish. It's a blue. One thing I haven't gotten on recent trips, he's going back down. We're going to play this one out. But one thing I haven't gotten recently in this area is flatheads, and that's a surprise. I really thought we would be on some flatheads through here. But and there's undoubtedly some here, but I haven't got any lately. I got a big one in the tournament recently down on Nickajack, but I haven't got any through here. That's a good one, man. That is a fat fish. He is feeding up. I'm seeing some more right here on the screen too. There's more. Yep. Oh, our second rod's going down. There it goes. There it goes. We're doubled. We're doubled. I tell you what, let's set this one back in the rod holder. Now let's pick up on this one. Y'all grab that rod over and land that fish for me, would you? Help an old boy out. I want you to land that fish over there, and I want you to take a jackhammer to my neighbor's driveway. Will you do that for me? I need you to do both things. Oh, this one here is going to be one we're going to put on our measuring board here for our slot tournament. This one here is in that size range that's looking good. We will land this one first while the other one over here peters himself out. Then we're going to go back above. When we get these two landed, before we drop baits down again, we're going to go back above this area because I saw some more fish there on the graph. Boy, he's got me sopping wet, y'all. This thing has got me soaking in water right here. This one's going to be close. He may be a little bigger than what we need, but we're going to put him on a board and find out. Okay. Don't do that. That Novair's still going down. That is an energetic fish right over there. Let me have that bait back. Goodness, look at him go, man. He is still fired up. That's fun when he gets the kayak leaning like that. Oh, it's so much fun. I can't get the hook out of this one because he won't open his mouth. There we go. Hold on. Let me fix this bait here because there. Don't want to lose that thing. I think he's going to be too long for us, y'all. We're going to find out, but I think he's going to be too long. Yeah, he's 32 inches right there, so he's a solid, fun-size fish. Normally front camera worthy, but we have one over here right now that is most definitely front camera worthy. So we're gonna go ahead and land him and hold him up here for the camera. I want y'all to take a picture of me and this fish. This thing right here is fat, man. I hope he's about tired out because I don't want to bring him in here and be all wound up. No, sir. Any day now, fish. Y'all grab that fish for me, would you? Grab that thing. Okay. Boy, look how fat this thing is, y'all. Oh, boy, he bit down on my finger, too. There we go. Boy, goodness, look at that fish. Look at the gut on it, man. Here, y'all sit right up there and take a picture of me in this thing. That camera's crooked. Hold the camera straight when you take a picture now. Goodness. I mean, he's not a super long fish. Probably not much longer than the last one. but fat. He's got a belly on him. Things, I mean, it's either a female, it's full of eggs, or it's just one that's been gorging, getting ready for the spawn. All right, get on out here, fish. We're gonna go back upriver and catch your friends. We're gonna turn around before I bait up again. We're gonna run right back up here above where we drifted through, and I saw them others there and we caught them. Let's see if we can go through them again. Y'all, it took a little while today. It took longer today, I think, than it did yesterday to get the first bite. But that's a hell of a start for fish number 1 and 2. 2 fish right there, man. That one there, I mean, a little bit longer than we needed for the slot tournament, sure, but still. 32-inch fish, that's a good fish. That's a solid fight. But that big one though there that had the shoulders and the gut on it, that's fun, y'all. I love this. I love doing this. This style of fishing, man, it's just, this is what I love to do. Get out here, go for a drift in my pedal kayak. No motors, no fancy graph. We got our basic graph, 2 rod holder. That's all we need. Something satisfying about that, keeping it as simple as possible. Here's what I want to do soon. I'm gonna bring y'all with me when I do this. I've been talking about it for months. I want to catch a big cat in my Hobie Lynx. You know, it's my other pedal kayak, but it's like a paddle board. I've had a hardest time trying to rig up rod holders that would be, well, like we experienced there with that fish, right? Like I put that rod back in the rod holder while we fought the other fish, because God forbid you all grab one of them rods. And that fish is just burying that rod over there. All that pressure, all that torque is on that rod holder in that situation. I can't figure out a way to mount rod holders on that Hobie Lynx that's going to allow for that. So what it's going to force me to do is just fish with one rod and either hold the rod, or it won't be so bad. Like if I'm dragging, it won't be so bad. So I want to do it though, but that Hobie Lynx is so much fun to catch fish out of, because the way it glides across the water, like you really just, I mean, you get towed in that thing. So I want to catch a big cat in it. And so I kind of want to come down here right now too, because we've got all these big fish in this area. I kind of want to come down here and try it. So y'all probably gonna be seeing that in an upcoming trip, because I want to do that, man. I want to go on a sleigh ride in that Hobie Lynx. I was talking about this yesterday in that video a little bit, but when you think about catfishing, I think most people, like if I told you right now, in your mind, envision a catfishing boat, a setup, or even a catfishing kayak setup. Most of you are going to think about a boat that's got 15 rod holders on it, and a catfisherman that's out there with 12 to 15 rods, or these guys that are pulling planer boards with umpteen billion rods. You think about a kayak, maybe you think about my other kayak there, my Hobie Pro Angler, and me drifting with 4 rods, or hell, some of these guys in the tournament scene. Boy, I'm gonna have to switch that bait out. That looks terrible. That head's spent there. But you think about some of the guys in our tournament scene, hell, they've got 10, 12 rods on their kayaks now, pulling planer boards. I mean, it's just, let me set y'all up here while I cut these other bluegill here. Some people got an issue with cutting up live fish. So I'm gonna get up here in your grill here, so I grab one out the bucket. We've got this one here. Okay, splashed water right in the face, fish. Let me get him cut, and then I'm gonna tell you all this little, I guess it's more of a rant than anything, but we're gonna cover it, by gosh. Hold on, fish. It's almost over. There you go. Okay, we're gonna use this bluegill. We're gonna do a head and a chunk of the bluegill. That skipjack head was just, that fish there, he had tore it up so bad. Just wasn't worth trying to use again. I'd rather have a fresh piece there going down. What was that? Did y'all see that? What was that? I gotta look that up. I can't see the damn time on the camera there. 55-minute mark. Don't let me forget. I want to see what that was. Was that a cat or something else? I hope it was visible. I hope I wasn't blocking it. I got to remember that 55-minute mark. Go back and look and see what the heck that was. What has this fish done with our... Lord, this fish has got our sinker all wrapped up here in our line. He tied me in a knot. You talk about some talented fish. They've learned how to tie knots. I need to get them tying my rigs for me. Put these fish to work. All right, there's that bait, bluegill. Clean the cutting board off. Y'all just admire my hat while I'm bent over here. Kayak Catfish hats available, catfishsumo.com. There's a free plug for Daniel. Catfish Sumo. Speaking of hats, I had several people through the years ask me for autographed. Every time I see somebody at a boat ramp or something, they always want me to autograph their hat. So last time I was down at Catfish Sumo, I forgot to mention this or make a post about it. But last time I was down there, I signed a bunch of hats. So if any of y'all out there, if you want an autographed hat, you go to Catfish Sumo, there's a drop-down box, and you just click, you want regular hat, autograph hat, no extra charge or anything for it, but you just click on that drop-down box when you get a hat there and pick whichever option you want there. So there's Daniel's, owner of Catfish Sumo. There's his free plug of the day. I'm going to turn us into the current here, and I'm going to pedal a little bit and try to slow us down as we drift down through here. But here's where the rant I was going to go on now that we're situated again. Catfishing, it's become a cultural thing with catfishing that you have to fish with 1,000,000 rods. You see guys set up on the bank, they got 6 or 8 rods out. Every boat's got at least 6 rods. Every catfish boat I see out on the river, they got at least 6 rods. Some of them pulling planer boards, they got 10 rods. The guys in the kayak tournaments, man, I show up to these tournaments, there's guys literally running 10 rods in a kayak. And it's like, where the hell does this end? Why did it get to this point? And I'm as guilty as anybody. I'm guilty of it. I mean, hell, there's been times I've fished 6 rods out of a kayak before. But as I've gotten older, what I've realized is it's stupid. If I'm on a good bite, and I'm where I need to be, 2 rods is going to keep me plenty busy. If I'm not on a good bite, I'm not where I need to be, it don't matter if I got out 15 rods, you can't catch fish that ain't there. So yesterday, we're drifting down through here, and I had them live baits with me, so we had cut bait on one rod, and we had live bait on another. And the fish, for whatever reason, just was not interested in that live bait. I think I got maybe 2 fish on the live bait all morning. But meanwhile, our cut bait rod just keeps getting hit, And it's like, you know, that's a good reminder, and it's even better that that's happening on one of these unedited videos where y'all see it in real time. It's not like it's an edited video where everything's been spliced together and you don't know how much time has lapsed between fish or how long somebody was out on the water. Like when I do one of these videos and we start filming, when I drop baits down, like you see everything that happens in the meantime. And it was just a good reminder that you just don't need a bunch of, I mean, sure, if you got 6 rods out and you drift through a school of fish down through, it's possible all 6 can go down at the same time. It's very possible. So yeah, you might catch more fish in that situation, but you can only reel in one at a time. You know what I mean? Like until the day comes that I can get you all to teleport through the screen and grab one of these other rods as it goes down, you can only reel in one fish at a time. So you really only need one rod. And if you're on a good bite, if you're where you need to be, then you can catch multiple fish with that one rod. And it's I know it's disheartening to some people who's maybe new to the sport and they're getting into it, and because anytime you're new at something, you've got a bunch of upfront expenses. If you're brand new to it, you probably don't have any of the gear, right? So you got to buy rods and reels and hooks and sinkers and something to catch bait with. And if you're rigging out a boat or a kayak, you don't need much for this, but I mean, even on this kayak, I got 2 rod holders, I got a graph. Like there are some things that are it's mandatory equipment, right? So if you're brand new, there's a lot of expense in that right up front. And when we've created this culture in the catfish community that you need 6 or 8 rods minimum, and you figure most of these rods today are, I mean, all the big name brands in catfishing, every rod's over $100 today. You get you a decent reel, you're looking at least $100 on that, right? So, I mean, you're talking $200 a combo, and now you're talking about needing 6 to 8 of them. That's a big expense for somebody brand new into the sport, and I think it deters people. I think it keeps people away. And I wish you would see more YouTubers, and I'm trying to be more conscious of it myself, especially when I'm fishing in my pedal kayaks here, where the 2 rods is all I can do in this particular kayak. I don't have a place to mount. Even behind me here, the way my kayak, the way the hull is designed, I can't put rod holders in the back. So I've got those 2 areas in front. So 2 rod holders, that's it for this kayak. It's the most I can put on. But I'm trying to show, and hopefully show new people that you don't have to have as much gear as what people fish with. You know, like it's just, I think it sets a bad example. And I'm not telling anybody what to do. Like if you want to go out and fish with 12 rods, hell, what do I care? Do you. But as somebody who, ideally would like to grow, I mean, it's to my benefit that the sport gets better, gets bigger, right? The more people that get interested in this, the more people it's going to click on my videos. So it's to my benefit to grow the sport and get new people in it. Well, I don't want new people thinking that they're going to have to spend $2,000 in gear right off the bat to even have a chance. Like you just don't. So, it's one of those things. I'm hoping through these videos, and especially like yesterday when we're drifting down through here and catching a bunch of fish, but only 1 rod is getting hit. It's like, well, yeah, our live bait's out there. Technically, we've got another bait in the water, but it really wasn't doing anything for us because it was live. It wasn't like we had another piece of cut bait putting out scent. Like it's just, those fish were finding our piece of cut bait due to the scent that was coming off of it and the fact that we're drifting this line down through here that they're following as they move up and down river, and we're putting that bait in their face. And that's what I hope to to hopefully maybe teach new people or educate people on that are getting into the sport. It's like, don't focus so much on your gear and equipment. Focus on what's going to put fish in your kayak or in your boat or canoe or whatever, or on the bank, however you're fishing. Learn where to put your baits, and then focus on improving your gear. I mean, personally, I would rather have 1 or 2 good quality setups than to have 6 or 8 rods just to have 6 or 8 rods out. And I don't think it, I mean, sure, there are some days where you're on fish, and I'm sure like yesterday it would have probably happened down through here. Like if we had had 6 rods out, there would have probably been times where we would have had 3 to 6 fish on at the same time if they'd all been baited with cut bait. But most of the time when you go out, it's, you get a fish here, you get a fish there, you know, you've got time to reel in a fish, rebait, drop it down before the next one's going to hit most of the time, right? So there's only a handful of trips throughout the year where you're costing yourself maybe a few extra fish. Now the planer board guys will say, well, you got to cover more water to catch more fish, and therefore they can spread their baits out more and put them in front of more fish. And there is some truth to that depending on where you're fishing at. Like if you're up on a shallow flat and fish could be roaming around anywhere up in there, in that situation, yeah, the more baits, the more you can spread your baits out, the more likely you are to put your bait in front of a fish, right? If you're in a backwater creek and fish have moved up in there, you don't know, they could be anywhere. In those situations, sure, having multiple rods spaced farther apart is going to improve your chances of catching a fish. Absolutely. I will fully admit that. But you don't have to fish like that, is my point. Like you don't have to do that. If you learn how fish move and get an understanding of why they do what it is they do, where are they going to rest at, where are they going to feed at, and how are they going to get back and forth between those two places, and put your baits there, then you don't have to spread out baits over 100-yard stretch and go through these creeks and flats and stuff. Like, you don't have to do that. You know, the planer boards kind of took off. Zach Royce made planer boards famous for catfish. He caught the North Carolina state record blue cat twice in 24 hours. And he is an excellent guide. I went over there and took a trip with him back in, I think it was maybe 2017 or 2018, because I wanted to learn about planer boards, and I wanted to learn from the best, which is him. Now, I don't know anybody that catches more fish on planer boards than him, and he's got 2 state records there to prove how good he is with it. But Zach and other fishing guides, they're using, and I'm gonna drop these baits down a little lower here. We're 27 feet here, dropped off a little bit. But these other fishing guides and Zach, you know, their primary business, they're not necessarily going out and looking just for that one trophy fish every day. Their primary business is taking clients out on guided trips. And when they're taking clients out on guided trips, the number one objective is just to catch fish. Put fish in the boat, right? Oh, I got hit. Lowered her baits down, immediately got hit. But their number one objective is to catch fish. You know, a big fish to me, you know, I've caught so many now, my standards are a little bit higher, maybe, than somebody who's never went fishing before. That rod's going down. Let's reel this one in. That's another one, man. We've dropped off a little deeper, but it's still, we don't have enough line out for this to not be a dang good fight. It's not going to be a huge fish. I'm hoping it's one that's maybe, oh, this rod got hit. I felt him thump it. We're doubled again. Just like that, we're doubled. This one's going to be one we're going to put on our board. Let me just set him over here though a second while we reel in this one. Unless y'all want to grab one of these rods. I don't know why y'all come fishing with me and won't reel in a fish. Y'all'd be embarrassed. You go out here and go fishing, don't want to reel them in. I bring y'all with me all the time and you never reeled one in for me. Well, how awesome would it be? Both these fish are going to be small, but how awesome would it be if we got two that we could score for our tournament? This one here is going to be too big. He's a skinny fish, but he's long. Well, you know what we're going to do? When we get this done, we're going to pedal up just a little bit and drift through it again. This one, that Novair's still fired up. Let's go ahead and land this one because he's definitely going to be too long for our slot tournament, so we'll get rid of him quick. Then we'll get this one over here, and I'm gonna finish my spiel here, folks. I'm fired up about it today. Yeah, this one here, just too long. Oh, Lord. Boy, he splashed me. Did he get y'all soaking wet too? Here, let me set y'all up here. Did he get the camera all wet? He did. Get that. Let me clean your face off there, folks. Wipe your face off. This fish he splashed us both. Get that screen on there. Danged old fish. Oh, that small fish right there just, he's trying to knock me out of this kayak. Easy peasy. There, goodness. Come up here, act like somebody. Look how long that fish is. He's skinny. Look how long he is though. Eat you a sandwich, fish. Spawn's coming, buddy. You best be feeding up now. Get out here. I'd have sent him out with some money to get him a bologna sandwich, but he splashed me, and now I don't feel as compelled to help him out. This one here is going to be close to what we need. Oh. He's got that bluegill head still on here. We may end up switching it out anyway. Bluegill don't last very long. There's not a lot of blood and oil in it. So if I'm using bluegill, I like to switch them out a little quicker than what I do some other types of baits that's got more blood and oil. All right, tell me about it. Yeah, we may go ahead and drop it back down potentially. Let's get our board here. All right, let's see what we can do with you, sir. Will you work for us? This fish says he don't work for nobody, and he will not. Just a little long again here, y'all. He's got, he's about an inch more than we need him to be. He's about 30 3/4 inches there. Well, guess what, fish? Guess what, buddy? You done lost your chance at front camera time. You're an inch too long. I'd have held you up if you'd been a perfect score. Old fish. I'll tell you, man, you do one of these slot tournaments, you got to go through a bunch of fish to get the size that you need. Like everybody thinks, oh, slot tournament, I catch 29 and 3/4 inch fish all the time. You don't. You catch 29 inch fish, you catch 31 inch fish, 28 inch fish, getting them the exact size you need. It's more challenging than one would think. Let's run right back up here to where we got those two fish. Here comes Bass Boat. Y'all cover your ears. He's a zipping through there. He's 70 miles an hour, passing up 3,476 bass on the way up through there that he could have been catching. But yeah, I want to run right back up here, and we will drift through that area again where we just took those fish. And it may not make a difference, but I want to do that a little bit today when we get on like a double like that. We got those two fish because we had two baits down, but there could have been more. And I saw more on the graph. Sometimes fish will be just kind of, they'll be holding on something there. Like yesterday, one of the fish I got, I thought I was snagged because I was on top of I don't know if it's a brush pile or something had sank there. I thought I snagged and had a damn fish, but that fish was clearly just sitting on whatever that object was. So I remember I saw that right there. I'd made a visual reminder while we were catching them fish that we'd come back up here. And there's a little creek right here too that there was something big splashed right over there. There's a little creek right here. I don't know if fish work up in there or not. They probably do. There's food up in there. Don't look like it goes back in there very far. Or we couldn't go back up in there very far, I should say. Yeah, we'll go up here right above this and go back down. It don't take you long to get to drifting down through here with the current like it is today. All right. Yeah, all right, let's get us another. I think I want to go ahead and cut another bluegill. I've got a shell cracker in there. And I wanted him to be my thumbnail of one of these videos, but we're clearly not going to be able to take a thumbnail today as cloudy as it is. And I'm not taking them live baits with me today for sure, because I can't fish tomorrow and I don't want to try to keep them alive. Here, y'all set up here again while I cut a live fish. I switched out the water yesterday. Oh, that's another bluegill right here. We'll use this one first. I switched out the water when I got back to the ramp yesterday, but I don't want to. It's such a pain in the patootie to be able to keep baits alive in a kayak. And I don't want to fool with it, especially when we used the live baits yesterday and they didn't do worth a diddly poo for us, you know. It'd be one thing if we were tearing up the fish with the live baits, but it just wasn't working out. We need to try us a rooster for bait over here is what we need to do. That thing's loud. Rooster over there cheering us on. All right, let's get that back down. We'll get our other one on there and we'll be set again. We'll be on the drift again. Then I'm gonna finish my spill on these fellas. It's gotta use 87 rods. And I ain't trying to say I'm better than anybody because I don't do that. I'm not. Again, if you want to use 12 rods, well, hell, go out and use 12 rods. It ain't none of my damn business what you personally do. Do what makes you happy. But again, as somebody as somebody who is classified as an influencer in this because of this YouTube crap, I almost feel like it's a responsibility to try to educate new people getting into the sport that, like, yes, all these guys in the catfishing world are doing this, but no, you don't have to. Like, you don't have to have all of this stuff, right? So we got our baits back out here. Let me get us turned, and I'm gonna get us turned and slow us down a little bit again. But like these guides, most of the guides nowadays, it seems like since Zach Royce made planer board fishing so popular, most of the guides are planer board fishing. And the reason they're doing that is because when they go out on a trip with clients, their number one goal is to catch fish, any fish. Because most of their clients aren't hardcore catfishermen, right? Most of their clients are casual fishermen or families on vacation or maybe new people getting into the sport. They're just wanting to learn, you know, pay for an education, if you will. Go hire a guide, somebody that knows what they're doing, and just kind of show you the ropes, teach you what to do. That's the bulk of their clients. So if they go out and catch, you know, a fish to me that I would consider a dink, that's somebody's personal best. You know, I've heard that a bunch through the years. I'll hold up a fish and be like, oh, dink, whatever, and people would tell me, like, man, that's I've never caught a fish that big before. So when a catfish guide takes people out on the water, they're just trying to put fish in the boat. Now, depending on how good the guide is and the water that they're fishing, they may put some big fish in the boat. They may put a lot of big fish in the boat over the course of the year. But their goal is to put fish in the boat for their clients. And in those situations, if you're running planer boards and you're covering huge swaths of water, your likelihood of getting skunked goes way down. And that's goal number one, right? We're already hit. We're already hit again. I'm glad we come back up. Oh boy, look at that. Look at that. Nice takedown, buddy. I'm glad we come back up here. Right in front of this creek, y'all. Right in front of this creek. I'm gonna try to pedal a little bit here while we fight this fish, trying to keep us from drifting down as far. I can't, he's gonna spin us. We're just gonna go where he wants to take us right now. We'll get repositioned here when we're done with him. Old fish. I'm glad we come back up right here in front of this creek. You can see right there on the graph. Right here in front of it. On the bluegill head. Yeah, that's another fun sizer right there. Skinny fun sizer. Don't splash us now, fish. We're already still wet from the last one. And don't throw that bait off either. We just put it on there. He did. He's already. I see it. He's thrown it off. It's a bare hook in his mouth. I'm gonna have to throw this fish on the board, but I got a feeling he's gonna be 30 to 31 inches. I just got a feeling, folks. Anybody want to make a wager? Call you bookie in Vegas right now. I guess the bookies are all out of business now that online gambling's legal pretty much everywhere. This fish here, he looks like he's gonna be about 31, probably 31 to 32 inch range in there if I was betting, but he's close enough that I have to at least stick him on the board to see. It's worth a shot. Okay. What do you know? It's about 30, maybe 30 and a quarter inches. I mean, it ain't our month on that slot tournament, folks. It just ain't our month. We just can't catch fish that are under that 30 inch. We've gotten a bunch of fish that are between like 30 and 32 inches, but I can't get any that's under 30 inches. Let me get hold of this. Here, y'all set up here again. I'm gonna lose this camera bending over like this. Y'all gonna fall out of the chest and be down there in the floor soaking wet. There's another blue. I thought that shell cracker would be the one I grabbed. I don't know how many more bluegill I've got left in there. I know for sure we've got a shell cracker in there that I wanted very much to be my thumbnail of the video, but Mother Nature just says, Justin, we don't care about no thumbnail and no video. All right, bluegill. Throw that tail out of there, put this up. Put this on. We're gonna drop the bait down. We're still close to this creek right here. I'm gonna pedal us up against the current and I wanna kind of hold our position here in front of this creek for a minute. Because we got them other two fish right there, went back up. Now we just got that one. There's some fish right here in front of this thing. They're hanging out right here. So we're just gonna kind of human power spot lock, if you will, with the pedals. We're gonna use the pedals to hold our position against the current and just kind of work this area. But yeah, I'm gonna try to finish up on this tangent here. But Zach Royce made planer board fishing famous. Other guides, you know, their goal is to catch fish, number one. It's a great way to do that. And now all the recreational fishermen are doing this. And personally, I don't think it's that fun. You tell me what's more fun. Having a straight up and down battle with 20 foot of line out like we're doing today, or having 100+ yards of line out along with a planer board attached to your line that you're gonna have to fool with and fight against. Like, it's way more fun doing this, but the recreational fishermen are just following the lead of what they see the fishing guides and other people doing, and they're all planer board fishing. And the planer board guys will tell you, well, you know, and Zach, I mean, again, Zach is very good. He's a very good guide, very knowledgeable. If you're in North Carolina, Lake Gaston, if you're gonna be in that area, I highly recommend him. I mean, I had a great time, learned a lot on my trip with him. So I'm not, when I say all this planer board stuff, I'm not knocking these guides that use it. I'm like, it's smart on their part, because, you know, they need to put fish in the boat, and any fish they catch is probably got a good chance of being the personal best for their clients because of the type of people who are usually booking trips throughout the year. Oh, we've already got this right hit on that head. We've picked up some weeds there on the line too. But you know, yeah, I'm not knocking these guides for doing it, but what happens is that kind of bleeds over to the recreational fishermen, and it's just, these guys new getting into the sport, they see that and they're like, man, I've got to buy 6 to 8 rod and reel combos. I've got to buy 3 to 4 sets of planer boards. I got to have all these rod holders on my boat. Like, you know, it's a big expense. There he goes on the hip. I'm telling you, we're right here in front of this dang creek, man, just below it. There's a bunch of fish right here. Bunch of fish right here, man. Old bluegill getting it done too. This is another fish right here in that fun size range. Oh Lord, y'all Tell that fish to quit now. Oh, there goes that one. There goes that one. Let's set him back. Grab our other one. Oh, y'all. One fish is fun, two's always more. Now, right here, y'all, like right here. Look at these fish. Look at all these fish stacked up under us right there. If we had 6 rods, we'd have 6 rods going down right now. But we can only reel in one at a time, and I'm having plenty of fun. I'm having plenty of fun right here with the ones we're reeling in. Let's set that in back. Let's get rid of this bigger one over here. I'm not putting him on the board. I can already tell you he's well over 30 inches here. He's mad too. This one here is probably in that 32-inch range, I would guess. Fun sizer. Oh boy, come on fish now. He's mad because he knows I ain't gonna give him no front camera time. We're trying to get baits. We're trying to get baits back down there. Now quit. Y'all tell this fish to quit. He ain't listening to me. There, get. Go on. Splash us on your way out. Here's what let's do. I got this other piece of bluegill cut from that last one. Let's go ahead and drop it down while we land the other one. The other one over here, we are going to have to measure. I think he's going to be sub 30 inches, but I don't know how close to 30 inches he's going to be. But we'll go ahead and let that one sit there while we fool with this one. Here, let me check y'all too. Did you get water all over you again? No, y'all good. He just got me, I reckon. Yeah, you can see there on the graph, man, there's fish stacked up here under us. That hook, look where it's at. It's right through the bottom lip. I'm gonna have to bring him in like that. I know, fish, you got that hook in a bad spot. I don't want to get hooked with it. There, get that out of the way. Grab your measuring board here, y'all. We're gonna score your fish here. I think he's gonna be too short. Yeah, this one here, he's shy of 28 inches, so we're not gonna fool with him either. Goodness gracious, we're all around what we need. we hitting everywhere but on it. Let's set you all back up here. We're gonna pull up enough bluegill out of this bucket, we're eventually gonna find that shell cracker. Can't be that many more left in here. Oh, this was the other one I was wanting to do a thumbnail picture with. Well, it seems like he's lost a little bit of his color. I'm gonna lose him trying to hold him up here for y'all. It's like a red-breasted sunfish. It's got all that orange and blue there on him and stuff. But I was hoping to have him as a thumbnail. Ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna go ahead and feed him to something here. He's a little bit bigger bait too. Normally, I'm not a fan of bluegill for bait. I mean, don't get me wrong, I catch fish with it, but I don't usually catch big fish with it. But this time of year, when you've got so many catfish in an area and they're all feeding up, they're all getting ready to spawn here in the near future, like, it don't really matter so much what kind of bait you put down. I'd rather have a big, thick piece of skipjack, certainly. But, this right here, bluegill head, freshly cut, especially freshly cut. I mean, if I'm gonna use bluegill, I want it fresh. It'll catch you some fish. So we're gonna drop that one down. We got that body section on the other side over here. And now we're gonna have to, well, we've drifted a pretty good ways away from that creek. Current's moving quick enough. The wind is starting to blow. It's blowing upriver, so that's slowing our drift some, but we're still moving. We've moved beyond where we want to be over here. I want to get us back up here by this creek. We'll just slowly pedal our way back up. I gotta get a spin here. The wind wants to turn the kayak into the wind, so let me get us turned and then we'll be able to do it. But yeah, again, to hopefully finally finish this before another fish interrupts us. New people getting into the sport, and I've talked to some of them, so I know what they're saying. They're like, man, you know, for me, brand new, I gotta go and pull planer boards. I need 6 to 8 rod and reel combos. I gotta have 6 to 8 rod holders on your boat or kayak. You need a bow mount motor, because the pull planer boards, like, you got to keep moving all the time. Like, you have to keep moving. You can't stop. You got to keep them boards spread out. Like, you got to stay on the move. So you need a bow mount motor. You know, it's like there's so much expense that goes into starting out fishing like that. And it's like, you know, and again, I don't fault the guides, because they're doing it for a living. They've got to catch a bunch of fish. They got to catch big fish. Like, they've got to get their social media presence up to keep booking trips. So I get why they do it. But it's just unfortunate that new people oftentimes see that and are immediately turned off, because they don't have $2,000 or $3,000 to just invest right away, when they could get one rod and reel combo and a small boat or kayak, whatever, you know, whatever it is that they prefer, and learn how to work these ledges and points and humps and stuff, and kind of learn where fish are going to be at, and go out there and have a damn good time with 1 or 2 rods. You know, and then if they want to add more gear or more rod and reel combos or better rod and reel combos, by all means, but you can work your way into it. But it's the culture, man. It's the culture of catfishing today is that you need a ton of gear and a 24-foot boat with a 300 horsepower motor and a 100-gallon live well in there, and it's just people getting priced out. It's kind of like the same thing you've seen with bass fishing. Honestly, I mean, used to, when I was a kid, teenager and stuff, I would get the Bass Pro catalog. Every year you'd have that thick Bass Pro catalog, have all the lures in there, have all the Bass Tracker boats, nitro boats that Bass Pro would sell and stuff. And I used to get that catalog, and hell, I'd take it to school with me. I'd sit there and downtime at school and flip through that catalog. And back in those days, and granted, I mean, times were different. Money was worth a little more then. Inflation wasn't then what it is today. But still, like, you could get a boat, you could get a Bass Tracker boat for under $10,000 and be able to get out on the water and have everything you need with that, right? But nowadays, prices have gone up so much. I mean, some of these boats, I went to the East Tennessee Fishing Show, not this past year, I think it was the year before. That's the first time I'd been in forever. And they got all them bass boats set up in there, in one part of it. Damn near every one of them boats was at least $80,000. I mean, you got to take out a mortgage to be able to afford one of those bass boats this day and time. And that's just the boat. You got to have a tow vehicle to pull it with. your rod and reel combos, electronics on it, like bass fishermen, at some point in time in my lifetime, bass fishermen got priced out. And I think that's part of the reason why kayak fishing exploded in popularity, was because people wanted to go fishing, and specifically bass fishing. I mean, kayak bass fishing is the most popular form of kayak fishing, but they just couldn't afford to do it. They couldn't afford to get the $80,000 boat. And then if they want to do fishing tournaments, $80,000 boat, and you got to put $100 worth of gas in it every time you go out, and pay your tournament entry fees and all your lures and stuff. People just couldn't do it. It priced out the common man. And that was great for kayak fishing companies, because guess what? All of them people that are priced out of the bass boat world, here they come. And I think you're going to start seeing that if the culture doesn't change in catfishing, you're going to see more and more of that happening in the catfish world. I'm already seeing it. Hell, I'd say 75%, at least 75 to 80% of the guys who fish our kayak catfishing tournaments, those guys aren't interested in kayak fishing at all, really. It's a poor man's boat to them. They've bought a huge ass kayak and turned it into a plastic boat, putting the motors on it. Some of them got outboards in some cases on it. Like, they've just taken a huge kayak and made it into a miniature plastic boat. And because here's the thing, like, you take a big Sea Arc, Pro Cat, Easy Cat, whatever the name of their boats are, 24, 26 foot long, 300 horsepower motor, all that, and you got $60,000, $80,000 in expense on that boat. That's a huge expense. You take the best kayak on, or no, I won't say the best, the most expensive kayak on the market, put your bow mount motor, put your lithium batteries, put your graph on there, live scope if you want it. You can rig that whole thing out. Yes, it's expensive compared to a regular run-of-the-mill kayak. But when you compare that top-of-the-line kayak with every bell and whistle imaginable, when you compare it to a top-of-the-line Sea Arc with every bell and whistle imaginable, that kayak is a fraction of the cost. A fraction. Now, I know there'll be the counter-argument to this is always, well, Justin, you spend a few $1,000s on a kayak, hell, you can go get you a John boat for that. And you're not wrong. You can totally do that. But again, it's an apples and oranges situation, because you're comparing a brand new kayak, a brand new top-of-the-line kayak with a brand new motor, brand new lithium batteries, brand new graphs, rigging all that out for a few $1,000s, and you're comparing it to picking up a used 1984 model John boat with a 1976 Johnson outboard on Craigslist or Marketplace. Yes, they're the same price, but you're comparing brand new, top of the line in the kayak fishing world, to 1980s heavily used rebuilt motor in the boat world. Compare apples to apples. Go out there, go over here to Bass Pro Shop, rig out one of their John boats with a brand new motor, brand new electronics, all of that crap, and compare it to the brand new kayak. Because if you want to go that route, we can do that. We can compare the 1984 John boat with outboard motor that needs to be rebuilt. We can compare that to a kayak, but we got to go the used kayak mount, right? Like, let me get on Marketplace and find a good quality used kayak and start rigging it up with used stuff, used gear and accessories. I'm going to come out ahead in that situation. So it's, you can't do, if you're going to compare it, compare new to new. top of the line to top of the line. It's not and I get that argument every time. People always say, well, I can get on Marketplace right now and find me a John boat and motor for $2,000. You can. You absolutely can. Marketplace is full of them. But I can also get on Marketplace and find me a kayak for $300-400 too. You know, and rig it up with accessories. And the other thing they never take into consideration when they make that argument, kayak to boat, is fuel. That John boat with the motor, it ain't running on air. You know what I mean? You got to put gas in it, oil in it. Kayak, you don't. And it's just, and with all that said, I'll be the first to admit the kayak fishing prices have gotten out of control. The cost of these kayaks today, ridiculous. Everything's gone up in price across the board, but kayaks specifically have far outpaced inflation. Way outpaced it. So I'll be the first to admit that things have gotten a little bit crazy. But it ain't coming down, folks. Prices ain't coming down anytime soon. When a new price gets set, and that's the peak of the market today, that price is going to become the floor of the market very soon. And it's just, but again, it goes back to the people coming into kayak fishing today. It's not people that are necessarily interested in kayak fishing. It's people who's looking to get into fishing at a discount of what they can get a boat for. That's what they want. And so when they see a fully rigged kayak for $5,000 or $6,000 and they compare that to their nitro bass boat or their Sea Arc aluminum catfish boat at $80,000 to $100,000, it's like, what's a no-brainer? I'll take the $5,000 kayak. That fits their budget way more than it does a boat. They can more easily sell their wife on letting them spend $5,000 than $80,000, right? And that's the kind of people that we're getting into the kayak fishing scene now. You saw it happen first with bass fishing. Now you're seeing it with catfishing. Guys coming in just looking at it as a poor man's boat. And so, I'll tell you this though, and this is purely ego on my part, but when I go to a tournament and I'm competing against these guys that's running 8 and 10 rods, all their damn planer boards, especially if they've got an outboard on their kayak, which shouldn't be allowed. Let's be real. I mean, it's a damn kayak term. Outboard shouldn't be allowed. It's stupid. It's one of the dumbest things I've seen. But when I beat those guys, boy, you talk about an ego boost, man. When I show up at 2 rods and beat their asses, when I'm out there, especially like if I'm dragging with 2 rods and they're out there dragging with planer boards and running 8 and 10 rods and I still beat them, boy, you talk about boosting my ego. I'm strutting around, my chest out like a damn Baney rooster afterwards. It's got to be demoralizing to them fellas too. You know what I mean? Like, you show up to a tournament and you've got a damn outboard motor on there. You can outrun any kayak, get to a spot first. You got 10 rods out. You got more baits in the water than anybody, and you still get your ass beat. It has got to be demoralizing. I bet it's the same way too in the bass fishing world. These guys, they go and they buy that $100,000 bass boat. They got $20 crankbaits and swim baits, probably more expensive than that actually. All the fanciest electronics, and they still go out there and get beat every tournament. Like, it's got to be just demoralizing. But again, it goes back to and it ain't just about tournament fishing, it's about fishing in general. Like, you got to know where to put your baits. Having the fanciest gear don't mean diddly doo-doo if you don't know where to put your baits. Like that above all else, you could come out with a $10 rod and reel combo and get it bit. Then you may have a hard time if you're out here with a damn Mickey Mouse kids fishing pole that you got at the store for $10 and you're trying to wrangle in a 30, 40 pound cat. You may have problems with it, but you're gonna have a better chance of landing fish with that Mickey Mouse rod and reel combo if you've put the bait in front of the fish versus having a $200, $300 combo and not having your baits within a quarter mile of the fish. Like, you cannot catch fish that ain't there. I don't care how good your gear is. And I think people just get it wrong. They focus on the gear and not on what it takes to catch fish with the gear. And I ain't trying to sit here and preach to you like I'm God's gift to fishing. Lord knows I ain't. But I do feel like I'm fairly competent, and I've done this long enough to be able to speak with some kind of authority on it to at least tell you the bare minimum that you need. And I touched on this a little bit yesterday, last video there for regular viewers, but like, and maybe it's just me, maybe it goes back to ego, but like, I feel more sad, like when I'm out here, and today I'm in my pedal kayak here with just basic graph and 2 rods. I feel more satisfied leaving the water, having caught fish with this setup, than what I do when I'm in my bigger kayak with the bow mount and all the accessories in the world. Like, I just feel more accomplished when I've done something in this. And reeling in fish is fun either way, but it's just something more satisfying when I keep it simple. On the other hand of that, on the other end of the spectrum, when I go out and say in this kayak here, and I have a not so good day, maybe I don't catch very many fish, or maybe I don't catch any fish, maybe I get skunked. When I leave, it's like, yeah, it sucks. I wanted to catch fish that day. But I don't dwell on it. I'm like, yeah, it's one of those days. And I go about my business. But when I'm in my other kayak that has everything, I mean, I took the live scope off, but like at one point I had the bow mount motor, live scope, the ability to run more rods, like I had it all on there. When you go out with all of that stuff and you have a lousy day, I would feel less about myself. Like I'd be like, damn, I have all this stuff and I still can't catch a fish? Like, what the hell's wrong with me? And I think it just kind of goes back to the mindset. Like when I come out like this and I have a good day, I mean, I feel like we're having a good day today. We've got several fish now. I just feel more accomplished at the end of the day than if I had been using every tool known to man to do it. So, and that's just me. I'm speaking from a personal level here. I'm not telling you how you should think, act, or feel. Like this fish feels like he's got a hook in the jaw right here. We finally worked our way back up here to this creek. I've been slowly just making our way along here. Oh, he come free. He stole our bait too, didn't he? The old devil. Let's put the other piece of this on here we'd cut. Yeah, I'm not, at the end of the day, folks, we all get one life. One life to live, at least that we know about. Now, those of you out there that maybe believe in reincarnation, I don't know. Maybe we come back several times over. Who the hell knows? We'll find out someday, I reckon. But what we know for sure is we all get one life to live on this earth. So you've got a responsibility to yourself to spend as much of this life as possible doing what you love, what makes you happy. The more time you can spend doing what you love to do, what you think is fun, the happier life's going to be. It ain't my job to tell you what's fun and what ain't. That's for you to figure out. Everybody likes different things. If you like going out and fishing with planer boards, go do it. If you like walking through the woods and collecting rocks, go do it. But do it as much as you can. Because there's going to come a day when you can't do it no more. Whether it's just not physically able, or, God forbid, you kick the bucket. We're all going to. But I'll just tell you, when I speak on this stuff, I'm speaking from my personal experience and what makes me happy. Like, I love doing this. Like, I would rather be out doing this than about anything. And it's fun for me. And the more simple I can keep it, the more fun I have. I have way more fun every time I'm in a simple, basic kayak than I do in my other one. Now, I feel compelled to keep up with the Joneses. I want to have a fully rigged kayak, so when I go to a tournament, I don't feel like maybe I'm at a competitive disadvantage in situations. I think it just goes back to the fear of missing out, right? And the keeping up with the Joneses. You see other people have things and you want to have it too. I certainly, the last several years I've been doing YouTube for a living. It's like I feel compelled to get content every time I go out. So I've wanted every accessory possible that can help me possibly do that. But when you get right down to it, like, what's the most fun? What's the most enjoyment? Like, if I wasn't just so fixated on getting content, if I didn't give a damn about winning a tournament, what would I be doing? What you see here today, this. So I'm getting back to more of that. It'll cost me some content for sure. At this point, I don't really care anymore. YouTube's had so many changes and stuff. I'm like, it's kind of run its course with me at this point. And so I won't say I'm burnt out on it, but I kind of am burnt out on the YouTube thing in a sense. Like, I'm not burnt out on fishing. I love fishing. I want to go fishing all the time. But the YouTube aspect of it, it can be it can take away from what you're doing sometimes. And so I kind of want to get back to a little doing me more so. I'm still going to bring you all along with me on these trips and stuff, but it's going to be more like this in the coming future. I've talked about this the last few videos, we may be, as much as I love this kayak, I am willing to let it go if I end up liking another kayak better. So I'm wanting to try this other kayak out, which I just can't seem to find anybody willing to let me demo it. So hopefully that's going to pan out at some point soon. I do, like I talked about earlier, I do want to bring my Hobie Lynx out for some catfishing trips. Those will be one rod only trips, just due to the fact that I can't mount rod holders in a secure fashion. And I also am going to have to, and it's not a huge deal the way I've got this graph mounted and my transducer mounted, but I am going to have to put the graph on the Hobie Lynx to catfish, because I've used that Hobie Lynx to this point in time for ultralight trips and saltwater trips. neither of which do I need a graph for. But catfishing, I do need a graph. It doesn't have to be a fancy graph. It could be a $200 one like this that I've had for 7 or 8 years. But I need to be able to control my depth and control my speed when I'm fishing. And I can't do that if I can't see how deep I am and how fast I'm going. So I'm gonna, when I do the catfishing trip in the links, I'm gonna put this graph on it, which I've got everything. My wires, the wires go from the graph in that hatch to the battery, and the other wire comes out to the transducer over here, which I've got on that ram ball right there. So undo that, undo the ram mount here. I can take the whole contraption and put it on the links. It takes 2 minutes to do that. But I'm gonna have to put it on. I'm gonna have to mount it to be able to do some catfishing in the links, which I want to do. I mean, I want to see what it's like to catch a big cat in that links. I've caught sharks in it. I mean, I've caught bigger fish and more powerful fish in the links in the ocean than what I'm going to get out here, obviously. But I still want to experience what it's like to catch a big cat in that thing. Because it's such a fun platform to fish from. It's just so, it's a different feel. It's the only way I can describe it. Like I can't even really put into words what's different about it. But like when you set in it and you catch fish in it, like you can feel what's different. Like the kayak, it almost feels like it's gonna, like it's like it glides over the water, if you will. Whereas this kayak, like a normal kayak, like part of the hull there is curved under you and it's like down in the water. So when you go to turn, or a fish is pulling out to the side and you turn, like there's resistance with the hull in the water as they turn you. But in the links, it's kind of like it's like a leaf floating on top of the water, and the wind blows and that leaf just spins around, and like there's nothing down there stopping it. It's like that in the links. Like you can get spun every which way. Like it's going to be so much fun hooking into a big cat. It was fun down there in the ocean with it. So it's just different. It's a unique platform, to say the least. I wish there was a way to better mount rod holders to it, and I wish it had a more durable hull. It's not one of them situations where I would want to go catfishing in it all the time. I wouldn't. Some places I launch would be very damaging to that hull. Windy, like yesterday. Let's just use yesterday as an example. When the wind kicked up on us mid-morning yesterday and it got a little choppy, if we were going into that with the links, we'd be taking water over nonstop, because I mean it sets just 2 inches off the water surface. I mean it's very close, so any chop you get water over the bow. So it's not that kind of kayak that you want to be out there in rough conditions necessarily. But man, is it fun though. It's fun in certain situations, that's for sure. You know what would be more fun right now is if we'd actually catch a fish. I've been hanging out here, right there's that creek. I'm gonna start letting us drift down again. I think them fish that were here have moved. So we're just gonna start drifting down river again. We get on some more, we'll hold ourselves in place, pedal back up and hit them again. We're gonna get on the move though. Go after them. Them fish, either they went up or they went down. Here comes 2 bass boats. These guys, I'm telling you, man, these guys, they get out here, they launch their boat, go 70 miles an hour, a half hour upriver. It's like, how many fish did you pass on the way? How many bass did you drive right by? Most of the time when I go catfishing, And part of it's due to my range being so limited. No matter if I'm in my motorized kayak or this one, like I can only go so far. But I try to launch in places where I can start fishing very quickly after launching. Like, I don't want to have to run 2 or 3 miles and then start fishing. Today is about as far as I want to run from the launch before I start fishing. Like, I want to get right to it. Now, some places, because of lack of access, you maybe do have to make a longer run, but even in those days, I'm like, when I do well, I can justify it. But the days I make a long run and I don't catch crap, or maybe don't get the numbers or quality I wanted, I'm always in the back of my mind like, how many fish did I just go right over the top of making this long-ass run up here? And that extra hour that I could have been fishing instead of traveling from point A to point B, how many more fish would I have caught? So I try to start fishing right there where I launch at most of the time. And I've probably, if you went back and counted up all the times I've made a really long run to go fish somewhere, I bet it's maybe paid off at best 50% of the time. At best. Like, it's not a high enough percentage that I should be doing it anymore. I'll tell you one trip, like, oh, we got thumped. There he goes. He ain't acting like a very big one, is he? But I got fooled yesterday. He's come off. Send that back down. Yesterday, I had a fish. Acted like a dink. I mean, your rod tip was just sitting there bouncing. And it was it was a big fish. It fooled me. I don't know why it acted like that, but it did. But I'm gonna get comfortable here as we drift along now. I'm gonna let us drift it. We're moving 0.8. I'm gonna let us drift down here at current speed for a little bit, see what happens. But I was over at Santee Cooper last fall for our tournament. And on tournament day, I made a long run. I mean, a long run before I ever started fishing. So I had committed to that spot. Like, it wasn't going to be a situation like the first tournament of the year this season in Alabama. I fished one area part of the day, packed up, left, went to a different launch site, and went out and fished. Like, that wasn't happening at Santee Cooper. I had made such a long run just to get where I was going. Like, I was committed to that spot. Like, it was all or nothing on that spot. And I get out there, and I thought it was jugs, but what I was later told was that it was markers for trot lines, commercial trot lines, and they were everywhere out there. And I'm like, damn it, really? I mean, they'd been out there obviously all night the night before. And so but again, I was committed. Like, what do you do? I mean, I'd have lost half my day to go back and pack up and go hit somewhere else. So I fished it, and I ended up only catching one fish all day long. Now, it was the biggest fish of the tournament. I got a check for it. Got the big fish prize and trophy, but like that kind of situation, you know, I put all my eggs in one basket. And I guess you can say it paid off because I did cash a check, but in a way it kind of cost me, because if I could have just gotten a limit anywhere else on the lake, just a limit, I would have finished higher in the standings than what I actually did, and that might have got me the Angler of the Year, potentially, because I was leading it going in and ended up getting beat. So I guess that's one of the things, if you've got a boat, you don't really have to think about that. You can launch wherever you want and just run with the outboard. Whereas in a kayak, because your range is so limited, You have to put more, thought into where you're going to launch and where you're going to fish. And you have to, I guess, kind of have to be more thorough. You know, you can go and places that are like, just, I'll give you some examples here, like places on the river, maybe you know where some down trees are or a rock pile is, something like that, some objects in the water. Well, fish are either going to be there or they're not, right? It's not necessarily places that fish are going to be working through that you could just sit there all day and ride it out. Fish are either holding on that particular object or they're not. So if you're in a boat and can run really fast, well, you go hit this spot, check it out. Fish are there, great, you stay there. If not, you move on to the next one. You can hit a bunch of spots like that during the day. Whereas in a kayak, at taking 15 to 20 minutes per mile that you travel, unless those spots are all close together distance, like you can't really do that. So you have to kind of be more methodical about how you approach your day and the kind of places you're going to fish. That's why you see me working ledges like this a lot. Like, I don't know where fish are going to be up and down through here. Sure, we come across some creeks. We can make a fair assumption that there could be some fish around those creek mouths. But otherwise, just going up and down the ledge here, like there could be fish traveling up and down nonstop. And so we're going to have our baits here in their face whenever we do come across them, versus individual spot fishing. I just can't really do that very well in a kayak. Now, I do anchor a lot. It's one of my favorite ways to fish, anchor down and suspend some baits. But when I do that, where am I anchoring? I'm anchoring on places that fish are going to be working through. Creek mouths, points, like choke funnel areas, if you will, along ledges where fish kind of get forced to swim through. Like, you'll see me anchor on those type of places. But for the most part, though, I mean, I'm not fishing those all or nothing type spots. And when you're fishing places, here goes eat that thing, eat it right, fish. Hell, how far? I think he's hooked. Yeah, he is. No, he just come free. Did he get our bait? I think he got our bait. He did not get our bait, but it needs to be switched out. We need to get a head bait on there too. Oh, okay, there that one goes. There that one goes. That one's a solid hookup. About time. These fish, they've been holding out on us here a little while, y'all. Been a little while since we got a bite. Yeah, this is one we're going to put on the board. I got it. He's short of, oh, he just threw our bait off too. Did you see it right there? He threw it off. He's short of 30 inches, but he's long enough we got to measure him. And then we'll pedal back up, come through this area again since we had two fish right there. 2 bites. Grab your glove. Go ahead and land this fish for me here, would you? I'm about tired of doing all the work out here today. Y'all are making this harder on me than it has to be. Come here now, fish. Come here now. Come here. Open up. Tell him to open up. Okay. Let's see. We're due to have one be. Oh my gosh, are you serious again? He is not under 30 inches. He's 30 and a quarter. We're snake bit, y'all. Snake bit today. Snake bit this whole month on them length of fish. Yeah, let's run back up just a a couple 100 yards before we drop our other bait down. Like 200 yards maybe. Dadgummit, man. That's 2 now. If they had been a half an inch shorter, we'd have had a perfect score fish. I looked at that fish in the water. Hell, I didn't think he was going to hit 30 inches. Shows what I know. We need to do something, or else we're going to have to lower our standards here and start measuring some of them fish that are under 28 inches. I'd kind of set the parameter for myself. Kind of 28 to 29 3/4, because I know that's what it's going to take to cash. Whether you finish 6th place or 30th place, it pays the same. So if we ain't going to be in contention, then why bother taking pictures of them fish that you know ain't going to help you? But this month, at least to this point, people ain't running away with it. The scores ain't very good this month. One fella, the fella that beat me last month, I got second, he got first. His score's pretty good, but everybody else, it's pretty pedestrian right now to this point in time, as of me filming today, so it may not take as big a score to cash potentially. All right, y'all set up here. Let me get our next victim here. Okay, that's the one I've been looking for. Got that shell cracker right there. I'm gonna lose him. Boy, he's wild too. He's wild, folks. I ain't gonna try to hold him up again. I don't want him flopping out on me. That'd be terrible. That would be terrible if that happened. Oh, hell, there's another boat over here. Hell, there's a boat ramp right there. I didn't know that. That would have been more convenient. Hell, I should have put in there. I'm not real familiar with this area that I'm fishing down through here. I mean, I've fished here before, but I'm not familiar with the surrounding area. All right, got our shell cracker cut up. I want to see. I don't know if we've got any more bait in here or not. That was our last one. That was our last live bait right there. I'm getting all up in your grill here, folks. Bear with me. Turning my aerator off. Okay. Let me pedal up here. Let me get you all back here. I'm gonna pedal up a little bit here again, and we'll rebait and continue our drift. All right. Yeah, I definitely want to switch this bait out. It's good to keep everything fresh when you're doing these bluegill. I should trim that fin right there too, but I ain't gonna. We're getting some fish down through here. Bite's kind of been slower today than yesterday, and the quality's certainly not been there as much today. And we're getting fun sizers today, but yesterday we were getting some big fish. But they're still obviously here in this area, so just a matter of time. Right now the wind is still holding off for us, so I mean it's really a perfect day, I mean, from a comfort level. Having some sun would be nice, though, for video purposes, for getting us a picture to try to get some people to actually click on this video. All right, there goes the rest of that shell cracker. I've cut him in 2 pieces. There goes another bass boat, 80 miles an hour, downriver. All right. back after it again here. Let me get myself positioned. Let's back it up here, get on this ledge again. Drifted off just a little bit, 25 feet deep. Get back over here, and I guess I'll pedal into the current a little bit, maybe slow us down. I tried drifting with the current there a minute ago, and I just feel like we'd be a little bit better off slowing down at, we're going 0.8-ish there, 0.7, 0.8. I think we'd be better off letting our scent get out in front of us and maybe moving about a half a mile an hour. Half a mile an hour to me is just the perfect, in my experience, the perfect drifting speed. If I'm going to be in current more than a mile an hour, I don't really necessarily want to drift usually. It's not the best technique in that situation, I don't feel like. Mileage may vary, you know, your experience may be different with that. I got battery problems here, y'all. Bear with me a second here. Why is my battery... Oh, my battery pack didn't charge. Let me unplug it and plug it back in. There it goes. All right, now we're cooking with Crisco. Although I don't think you can cook with Crisco anymore. Bad for you. The boat there had a 2-stroke motor. I smell it. Oh, it's smoke everywhere. Yeah, we're just gonna kind of pedal in place here, slow that speed down. I feel like, what else was I going to tell you all about? Oh, we haven't talked about this in a while. Let me get me a swig here, folks. We're going to do a deep dive on this. So, those of you that have been around a minute, in addition to hearing me talk about all my neighbors that I hate, you have heard me talk about my midlife crisis. Starting it was last spring or summer. We've been at this almost a year now. I've been going through it. I've been having a midlife crisis where I don't know if it's nostalgia, a longing for my youth. I don't know, honestly, but I've been into action figures. When I was a kid, action figures were my thing. G.I. Joes, Ninja Turtles, those were the two big ones for me. But I had a little bit of everything. I had some He-Man when I was real little, Thundercats, Silverhawks. Like, I had just about every kind of action figure that would come out. And that was, I mean, as a kid, like, especially as an introverted kid, just wanted to be by myself. Like, that's what I did. I would go out in the woods and the creeks and play with G.I. Joes, build forts with them, and I do the same thing in the house. Hell, there's probably still G.I. Joes hanging from the curtains at my parents' house. Yeah, I mean, it's what I did. And last year, something prompted it. I don't remember what, but I got to looking up G.I. Joes. I think it was on a video even. We were talking about it, and I looked it up because I had remembered the G.I. Joe named Barbecue. That bass boat needs to go on. I got to bust up my shades here too. Where's he going? Is he going to cut in here right behind us? Oh, there's another creek over here it comes in. Anyway, this G.I. Joe called Barbecue, he was the first G.I. Joe I had ever gotten as a kid. And I remembered, it's one of my earliest memories, honestly, because it was in my Easter basket as a kid. I got G.I. Joe Barbecue. And so I just remember that being, I guess it was I won't say a life-changing moment, but, you know, it's a memory that sticks out as one of my earliest memories. I have a couple memories from my childhood that are like I was really young. That being one of them, getting that G.I. Joe barbecue in my Easter basket. And there was a Christmas where I got the LJN wrestlers, the big rubber wrestlers. I got the ring, and I remember I got up Christmas morning, and in the floor there was the LJN wrestling ring and like several wrestlers all the way around it. Like I had Hulk Hogan, Iron Sheik, Hillbilly Jim, Junkyard Dog, Jesse the Body Ventura. Like they were all there. It was awesome. And I don't know which one of those memories come first for me, but we looked it up last year. It was on one of these videos. We had some downtime between fish, and so I looked it up, what year that barbecue was released in the G.I. Joe figure lineup, because then I could put an approximate date on it. And it was released in 1985, which would have put me at 3 years old. So I think I got that action figure for my, I mean, it was my Easter present, but I think I was 3. And Easter usually falls in either March or April. My birthday's March 5th, so I had probably just turned 3 when I got it. And that's one, I mean, if that's not my earliest memory, it's one of them. I can't remember when those LJN figures come out. I should probably look that up. I can remember being as a kid, you'd go to Walmart, and at the end of the toy aisle, they would have an end cap, and they would have toys open that you could play with, and I'd sit there and play with them LJN wrestling figures. But anyhow, I'm getting off on tangents here, but that G.I. Joe barbecue was my first one, so that one's always been one of my favorites just because it was my first one. And we looked it up, and it was 1985, and then I ended up, that was looking around on eBay, like what do those sell for these days? And I still have all my old G.I. Joes, and so I ended up on eBay, I bought G.I. Joe repair kit. And it comes with a little screwdriver and some O-rings, and because my G.I. Joes, they're 40 years old, like the little rubber O-rings have rotted, and a lot of them are falling apart, and I played with these things out in the creek, so a lot of them screws are rusted. You know what I mean? Like my toys are not pristine condition. Like they are used, they are played with. And so I got that G.I. Joe repair kit, and I was putting some of them back together and stuff, and just kind of, I don't know, it just jogged something in me. It just made me want to relive my youth, just a better time in life. I don't know why, but it just got me into action figures again. And so I got into the G.I. Joe Classified lineup, which is, these are new. They're coming out now. They're a 6-inch figure. Very, very detailed. Like very highly detailed figures. I mean, they look amazing. The quality's not so good on them, but looks-wise, cosmetically, they look amazing. And the next thing you know, folks, here I am. I'm buying some action figures, reliving my youth. And there's something about that I don't know, I guess it's like a release of chemical in your brain when you find an action figure at the store that you like, or you open an action figure at home and you start putting its weapons on it and stuff. It just releases chemicals in your brain that remind you of the nostalgia of your youth, of a happy time in life, and it becomes almost like a drug. You need that high. So the next thing you know, I'm buying action figures last year. I'm like, man, I'm going through a damn midlife crisis here. I am 43 years old, or 42 at the time, and I'm buying G.I. Joe action figures. So then I get into the wrestlers. Because I was, as a kid, man, big wrestling fan. I had them LJN figures, and I had WCW figures, and I had the WWE, it was WWF at the time, WWE, the Hasbro figures, like the retro style, with the action moves and stuff. I had those. So Walmart has a lineup of figures called WWE Superstars. They are Walmart exclusive, and they are WWE wrestlers, but they're in like a He-Man type action figure, like a He-Man body style. And for some reason, hold on. Is he going to run with it? He's got it. Is he going to run with it? I want him to hook himself. I think he dropped it. Yeah, I think he dropped it. Well, maybe not. No, he's sitting there with it. Now he dropped it. Did he get our... No, he's still on. He can't make up his mind. I wonder if he did drop it and he got it again, maybe. Either way, we got him now. This is another one here. What do you want to bet he's going to be? 30.5 inches. Here's our other rod getting hit. I bet he's going to be... this one actually, he's probably going to be bigger. He just threw that head off too. Dang. I've got more in the cooler, but that was our last fresh one, if you will. Yeah, this one here is going to be too big for sure. I may give him a little front camera time, but he's definitely too big. We're not even going to put him on the board. No reason to. He's fired up too, ain't he? Come here, fish. You whoop now. You know, dang good and well you're beat. All right. Boy, every one of these things are just, they're all angry, man. They don't want to calm down for nothing. They do not want to behave. You ain't front camera worthy, fish. But I was going to hold you up. Here. Y'all set up. Hell, you got water all over the lens. He got water all over you. You got water on my eyeglasses. I mean, just, every one of these fish have been angry. Dang good fights, though. But just won't. Oh. Got me again. They just don't want to calm down. You get them up here to the side of the kayak, you can't subdue them. They don't want to stop. I want that fish to fight hard until I get hold of him. Then I want him to relax, chill out a little bit. All right, let's get one of these. Let's get one of these baits out of the cooler here. Let's see what all we got left back here. We got. Oh, you know what? I actually got another skipjack here. He's small, but he's another skipjack. We'll take him. Try him anyway. Might as well. So, back to the midlife crisis. I get into these WWE Superstars figures, the Walmart exclusives. I don't know why I'm so drawn to them, but I am. And so it's like wrestlers that are He-Man body style, and they come out with 3 to 4 of them in a series, and they put out 3 to 4 series of these wrestlers per year. And so since last year, look at that, it's already going down. We just dropped the dang skipjack down and he's already on it. That was down there less than 30 seconds. Time it, folks. Y'all seeing this is uncut video. It couldn't have been down there 30 seconds. Right now, that head bait's still on. Can we keep it on with him thrashing around here? He's running up the line. Let's see what we can do. This one's going to be well short of what we need for the tournament, so I don't think he's worth putting on the board. I probably should, though, just to be safe. He's got that line all wrapped up around his face there. I'm gonna have to, I hope he don't go crazy here in a second when he gets that line undone from his mouth. It's literally, he's run his mouth completely shut. You've wired your mouth shut, fish. Some of these people at home right now is probably wishing my mouth would get wired shut. He's gonna flop around when that line comes undone. Let's set that over. Well, surprisingly, he didn't. Yeah, he's gonna be well short of what we need. I don't think he's really worth fooling with here, but we're going to because we've went through the hassle here. Yeah, short of 28 inches. At least he left our bait on, though. It's like it didn't even happen. So, since last year, I have been buying these WWE Superstars figures, and I'm not leaving them in the package either. Like, I'm full childhood experience opening these figures up. I bought a ring for them, like I got them on display in my office. Like I'm all in on these figures. Specifically this line. Some G.I. Joes, but the quality of the G.I. Joes, some of them have been very bad, and that's kind of turned me off from them. I do have a couple pre-ordered, the new Cobra Commander coming out end of summer and the new Snake Eyes. But those will be the first two G.I. Joes I've bought in months. But the WWE Superstars figures, I want them all, man. So, on my trip to Florida back in January, if I would need to get gas, I would look for a gas station near a Walmart and swing by the Walmart. Well, I was able to complete most of the figures that I wanted anyway. There's some of them that I just don't care about. Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle, Big Fish. I do care about that. I don't know if he's actually going to be big, but I do care about a big fish. It's that same skipjack head, and I hope he leaves it on. Yeah, this one here's shorter than the last one. We're going the wrong way here, folks. They're getting smaller. Oh, I thought he'd come undone. He flung the bait up the line. I thought he was gone. I thought he had unhooked himself. Like, this is a coachable fish right here. When they're this small, I'd assume them unhook themselves. Well, come on, fish. Let me have the hook back. There you go. Arrivederci. We're going to have to hook that bait through the meat this time. Get one more fish out of it. So anyway, my trip to Florida, I was able to find the figures left that I hadn't found either locally or on eBay at a discount, with the exception of Captain Lou Albano, which I still haven't found. But the new series of figures come out in February. And it's Jake the Snake, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and Eddie Guerrero. I have not seen them anywhere other than eBay at scalper prices. I'm in one of these nerd groups on Facebook. None of them have seen them either, other than scalpers online. Like, the Walmart distribution is so bad. These things come out in February. We're into May. Nobody's seen them. Meanwhile, the next series that's coming out is supposed to be coming out in June. It's the Iron Sheik, which I definitely want. Diesel, the Great Muda, and a Zeus, which is stupid. They would waste a figure on him. But Zeus from that movie No Holds Barred. You remember that bad Hulk Hogan movie in the 80s, No Holds Barred? Zeus, the bad guy in that, they've made a figure of him. But anyway, those are supposed to be coming out in June. The scalpers already have them online, double the price. But yet Walmart's, like, you can't find them anywhere. And it's so incredibly frustrating trying to get these figures. I think we ain't got no bait on here. Hell, we're sitting here with an empty hook on that. I was gonna lower it and picked up on it. I'm like, I don't feel anything on there. I guess that explains why we ain't catching fish on that, huh? Let's put that other piece of skipjack on there. But this set of figures, man, it's so frustrating to collect because the Walmart distribution is so bad. Now, Mattel, that's the company that makes these figures, they came out with a Mattel Creations exclusive 2-pack of Dusty Rhodes and Cody Rhodes. And that was great because you could order it right off Mattel Creations and it showed up 3 days later. I'm like, that's perfect. But they won't do that for the other figures. You have to go in store at Walmart, and it's so weird. Some Walmarts get some figures, but none of them ever get them all. It's like you can't go to one Walmart and get all of them. And like the East Coast might get one set of figures, and the West Coast might get another. The Northeast region might get another set of figures. Like you can't. It's damn near impossible to collect these figures, which you would think that alone, the hassle of it would deter me, that should break my midlife crisis, but it has not. As we got tapped over there. It has not deterred me, folks. It has frustrated me, but it has not deterred me. I'm still super into these figures for some unknown reason. So I'm on the hunt for Jake the Snake, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and Eddie Guerrero. Still have been for 3 months now. I guess they'll show up to Walmart's eventually. Meanwhile, the one's supposed to be coming out in June, apparently already out. But the other thing, so Mattel makes this line, right? Like they're the good ones. Meanwhile, there are some knockoff brands that have deals with certain wrestlers, and they're making similar body style figures, like that He-Man body style. So I bought some back last winter. I bought the Road Warriors. It was a company called, I think, Bell to Bell, I think they're called. And the figures aren't as good as the Mattel ones. Like you can't bend the elbows or the knees. They're pretty basic, but the figures themselves the head sculpts look really good. And of course, the Road Warriors, they got the big shoulder pads with the spikes. So they're pretty awesome. Well, around that time, around Christmas, there was a pre-order up for another company called Powertown. And as a Christmas present to myself, I paid for the pre-order for some figures on Powertown. I got the Rock and Roll Express, who I was huge fans of as a kid. And there was another 2-pack they were coming out with that had Tully Blanchard and Magnum TA. Now, I didn't really care about Magnum TA, but I wanted that Tully Blanchard figure. So I put in the pre-order. This was, as in birds, y'all waved them birds, there they go. This was like late November, early December, I did the pre-order. And on their site, it said they would be shipping in January. Well, January comes and goes. No update. Finally, in March, first week of March, they posted an update on their website. And it said, en route, shipping soon. Now, what does that mean? I would assume like they're on a boat from China, and you would think within the next month they would be shipping out, right? Like I figured that happened the first week of March. By the end of March, they should be shipping out. Well, they didn't. So fast forward now, we're into May. They finally put out a statement the other day, and it was with all the tariff fiasco going on. They're like, they're basically blaming the tariffs of why we can't get them now at present time, which that issue seems to, I guess, have resolved. I think some of that's changed now. I'm not really following the news, but oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, man. And he's gone. I get the rod out the rod holder and he's gone, along with our bait. That was a dang nice takedown, man. That was a better fish right there. That one, folks, I would have liked to have gotten hold of. Let's get one of these pieces of skipjack here left from this morning. We'd use them other heads. Dang, man. I don't know what went wrong with that. Sometimes it just happens, but always frustrating when it does, when it's appears to be a bigger fish, because that was a nice takedown and pulling some line off there. Usually if I'm struggling to get the rod out of the rod holder, it's a good fish. So, back to Powertown, now that we've lost that fish. They put out a statement recently, and they're blaming the tariffs. Now we got Lawnmower Man over here. Oh, another nice takedown. Another nice takedown. Oh, goodness. We're right here in front of a creek behind us. We're going to sit here a minute, folks. This is a good fish in my hands. See that creek right there? Small creek. We're right here in front of it. Oh, this is a good fish, man. Oh, no. I put my thumb on the spool here. I was trying to turn him. I just broke off. Are you freaking kidding me right now, man? Are you freaking kidding me? Dang. 2 in a row. Lost the other one. Now I just broke off. Dang, that was a nice, slow takedown. Damn. If we wasn't rolling unedited, I'd probably say some cuss words here, y'all, but we are, so. Got one sinker left in there too. Let me tell you this right quick. So these sinkers, see that green liner there? That's a protective liner. So when you run your line through, it protects you a lot from the abrasion. Now I ain't retied in a long time, so everything has its limits, but dadgummit, man. I need to put some more leaders in here too. At least we'll have a stinger fly rig on this one. I had them Carolina rigs on the other ones for live baits, and we'll get back to a stinger fly rig here on this setup. Boost our chances here, give us another option to get a bite there if that fly on there. That's a bait stalker fly from Catfish Sumo. Dadgummit, man. We've had some good luck today catching the fish we have, and some good quality fish, but we've had our share of bad luck too. Okay, I want to get back up here above this creek and let's go through it again. Dang, man. Well, back to Powertown. So, anyway, they're blaming the tariffs, which apparently ain't going to affect now. but we still can't get them damn figures. And a lot of people are pissed off about it because a lot of people I only ordered them 4 figures. Some people ordered the whole set, and they've apparently got different kinds of figures on there too. So a lot of people are out a lot of money on these pre-orders, and they haven't gotten any of the figures. And meanwhile, the company it's not responding to anything. They're not responding to emails, social media posts, like they're not responding to anything. So a lot of people want their money back, can't get their money back. Now personally, I'm not that concerned about the money because I'm pretty sure I could go through the credit card company and file a dispute because placing for the pre-order, which never came, right? Like, so I'm pretty sure you could file a dispute with the credit card company and get that resolved, get your money back. But I mean, I'm like, I think it's $50, I think it was, something like that. It's not a lot of money. But I mainly want the figures. You know, I want them damn Rock and Roll Express figures. I just want the figures. But we've waited. I mean, this has been 4 months now past when they were originally scheduled to be sent to us, like have it in hand in January. And here we are into May, and we don't have any hope of when they're even going to ship out or even when they're going to land in America. So I'm starting to lose hope in it. So I don't really know what to do about it. Because again, I don't want to necessarily go through the credit card company and file a dispute and then miss out on an opportunity to get them when they eventually do show up. But at the same time too, you kind of got to wonder, is this company ripping us off? Or are they going to come back and be like, well, we know we charged you whatever price there, but now because of tariffs, we've incurred more expense, so now we're going to need more money from you. You know, don't want that either. So I don't know what to do about it. And I shouldn't have to do anything about it because I shouldn't be going through a damn midlife crisis. But yet here I am. And the next thing that's coming out is the Thundercats are being re-released in the He-Man line, Masters of the Universe. They're being re-released here in the summer. I think July, I think they're coming out. And I'm worried I'm going to get into those too, because again, that goes back to part of my childhood, the nostalgia. There's something about just opening up these figures that's just fun. It's exciting. I don't know really how to play with them. That part of my childhood is behind me. It's gone. Like I can't. Oh, we just dropped that thing back down. I reeled it up and checked it and dropped it down. He's already hooked up. Boy, he's gonna pull a little bit too, ain't he? Okay. All right. Right here in front of this creek again, folks. I'm gonna just pedal forward a little bit here while we fight this fish, try to keep us up here in front of this thing. There's some fish staged up out here in front of this creek. Definitely some fish right here. I am content sitting here and catching them too. Well, here's another one we're gonna put on the board. He's gonna be a ½ inch too long. When he calms down, we're gonna prove he's a ½ inch too long. I swear though, folks, if this fish right here is 30½ inches, it's gonna be almost as big a kick to the gonads as the fish that broke us off. He's actually going to be way too long. He's going to be probably 32 inches, I'm guessing. Yeah, we don't need to put this one on the board. After second look, I can see he's way too long. Come here, kitty. Yeah, that's a fun sizer right there in length. He ain't got a lot of weight to him. Actually, he does. You know what? Oh, easy fish, easy. Here, y'all set up here. I'll hold this one up a minute. He's bigger than I thought he was when I first looked at him. He don't want to open that mouth. Okay. Yeah, he's he's bigger than I thought he was when I first saw him. Definitely over the 30-inch mark for sure. Probably 32-ish, I'd say, give or take. Nice fish. About ripped my glove off there. My channel member Larry sent me these gloves. He's part of the Kayak Catfish Club, and he sent me a big old pack of gloves, so I shouldn't run out of gloves ever again, I don't think. Larry hooked me up, y'all. I'm gonna hook one of these fish up with another piece of bait. I think we might be out of skipjack. Let's see what all we got here in our bag. There's that. Let's take that back. Yeah. Let's get this on, and we're gonna just park ourselves right here in front of this creek for a little while. They're clearly staged up in front of this. It's not a very big creek from the looks of it, but it don't really matter. They're here. I'll show you this creek behind us here and take a peek. You can see it right there. It ain't very big. That opening right there ain't very big, but there's been some fish right here in front of it. I need to move us back over to the right here and get closer to it. We've drifted off. I wish Leaf Blower Man would wrap it up over here. Can't get no peace and quiet. I don't really need these glasses right now either. I feel like it's gotten darker. But yeah, what do you do with this situation, folks? You got a pre-order. It's months late. The company is doing a just terrible job of keeping people informed and updated on the process. Not responding to anybody's email. Everybody's pissed about it. Kyle Peterson, he's a action figure review channel. Yes, I've watched a bunch of his videos. I'm almost embarrassed to say. He's in for over $1,000 to this company. Now they're holding him hostage too. It's like, what do? You know, I don't really know. I don't want to miss out on them Rock and Roll Express figures, but at the same time too, if they're just scamming us, it's better to go ahead and, 'cause I don't know. I've only had to file a dispute with the credit card company, like dispute a charge. I've only had to do that maybe twice in my life. That rod was going down. I don't know the cutoff date. Like, you have to do it within a certain time period? I don't know. I don't know how that works. And again, that was late November, early December when I placed that order. I mean, it was my Christmas present to myself. So, which I know is a stupid present. I know. Why the hell am I buying these damn action figures? I'm 43 years old. I shouldn't be buying this crap. But I'm into it, man. I'm in specifically the WWE Superstars line. I don't know why those figures specifically stood out, but they have. Here we go again. Oh, no, buddy. That's another one's going to pull a little bit. Man, I'll tell you what, you get these 30-plus inch fish, and you got 20 feet of line out, you've got some battles, folks. Boy, look at him now. These are fun. I call them fun sizers because they're fun fish to catch. We've had a day out here. We've had some good and bad with good luck and bad luck, but we've caught several fish now. We will throw this one on the board. I shouldn't. I should just give up on that damn board at this point. But we will try. He's throwing the bait off. Every time you're running low on a type of bait that's working, they're going to throw off every piece. Come on in. How close to 30 inches will you be? Will you be at least over 28? I don't know if he's going to reach it or not. And he also will be short of 28 inches. We're in a size range. They're either over 30 or they're under 28. Every daggone one of them. We can't find what we need if our life depended on it for that tournament, could we? Do I have any more? I do. We got one more piece of skipjack right here, folks. One more chance at a skipjack fish. We got a few bluegill and a shell cracker left in that bag there too, so we've got some bait left. But the premium stuff, the super fresh bluegill that were alive seconds before cutting them there, they're done. And the skipjack's about to be out too. Goes boatman bus. Yeah, let's go pedal right back up here to this creek and get this bait down, and let's just go right back up here, man. There's some fish right here in front of this damn thing. They're hanging out right here. Let's go, me and you and lawnmower man, leaf blower man. We all up here. We all in this together today. You think leaf blower man up here has any action figures? I bet he don't. He probably ain't going through a midlife crisis like I am. Thank goodness I got into action figures and not sports cars. Could be worse. And then WWE Superstars figures, when you find them in Walmart, they're 20 bucks. Now scalpers, they're 40 to 50, but in the store, 20 bucks. So it's, and the fact that they only launch maybe, it's about 3 to 4 figures in a series, and they do that 3 to 4 times a year. So it's not a lot of money per year. At least now that you're caught up anyway. At least now that I'm caught up with it. I'm just waiting on the new ones to come out. But still, it's such a waste. Like, why am I doing this? But something about that, it's them chemicals in your brain, man. It's that rush of opening the figure, finding it in the store, opening it up. My brain won't allow me to really play with them like I did as a kid. My imagination's broken. Like, I can fantasize about a hot woman easily, but having a battle with G.I. Joes as an adult, it just don't work. My brain don't work like that. I don't know what happened from childhood to adulthood, but something in your imagination gets broken. And I can't repair it. But I'm into those figures. The G.I. Joes, well, my girlfriend bought me the barbecue figure, like the one I had as a kid. She got me the G.I. Joe Classifieds version of that, and it's awesome, man. It's so detailed, it's like, it's amazing. But the figure quality itself is garbage. Like, it won't even, I have to lean it on the shelf because it won't even stand up. Like, the waist is so loose, it just rocks back and forth. And that was brand new out the box like that. And I've gotten a couple others since then that have been really poor quality. Like, they just haven't been put together very well. And so that's kind of deterred me a little bit off the G.I. Joes, thankfully. I still like them a lot. I'm not getting rid of the ones that I have bought already, but I'm not as into the newer stuff. And I did place the pre-order. It's Battle Armor Cobra Commander. I pre-ordered him, so it's come out there end of summer, early fall. Version 4 of Snake Eyes, like the urban camo version. I think he come out in like 1990 or 1991. That was my favorite Snake Eyes as a kid. I've pre-ordered him. And Dr. Mindbender retro figure, I haven't pre-ordered him, but I will get him when he hits the stores. I think he's coming out sometime in late summer as well. So those are the 3 G.I. Joes that are on my will get list, I should say. The others that have come out, I have looked at, I have thought about, but I have ultimately been able to control the urge. The WWE Superstars figures, I have no willpower. I'm like, I want them all. Well, not all of them. I mean, again, Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio, the old AWA style Hulk Hogan, Bray Wyatt. There's a few figures in there that I just don't care about. But I definitely want Jake the Snake. And let me tell you this too, folks, for the 3 of you still listening that maybe give a crap. If you go into Walmart one day and you see Jake the Snake, WWE Superstar figure, the He-Man style, not just any figure, but that particular kind. If you see it, and he has white pants on, buy it. Put it on eBay. That is considered the quote-unquote chase version, which is ridiculous that they have a chase version because they're all chase and nobody can find any of them. But that particular model, the regular Jake the Snake figure will have green pants. That's the one that's mass produced, allegedly, even though nobody can find them. The white pants version is considered the chase version. It is a limited edition. Those right now, if you find one on eBay, they're going for like 150 bucks. So if you see one, if you stumble across them in the store, maybe there's like a whole case of them white pants Jake the Snakes, get them all. Stick them on there. You buy them $20 a piece and sell them for $150. That's a hell of a deal. That's a nice investment for you right there. You can turn some quick cash. And they're selling too. It ain't like they're listed at $150 on eBay and nobody's buying them. No, when they're on there, people are running up the bids on there. There's a lot of people out there just like me, I guess nerds that are having midlife crisis. I don't think kids buy these figures. Hell, I don't know how they could at $20 a piece. But adult nerds like me that are willing to waste their money on this crap trying to relive their youth, we're into them and we're willing to pay. I'm not paying $150 for Jake's. In fact, I think the regular version with the green pants looks better than the Chase edition. So I don't care anything about it. Like if I found it in the store, I would get it, certainly. I'd get as many as they had and turn around and sell them. But I don't care about it just from my own little collection here. I don't care about it if I get that. I want a Jake the Snake, but I don't care about that particular version. They've had some others too, like Razor Ramon. They had a Chase version of him. I got the regular one, but I didn't get the Chase. I haven't seen it anywhere, and I'm not going to pay a premium for it. They had another one of Hulk Hogan that was a Chase. I'm not fooling with that either. So, yeah, there's your little hot tip of the day. If you see white pants Jake the Snake in WWE Superstars line, get it, sell it. Let me know if you see them somewhere, because nobody east of California or Washington State has seen them in the stores, in the nerd groups online. I don't know how the scalpers get them, honestly. I don't know how the scalpers do it. Like the ones coming out in June, like they allegedly hadn't even been sent to Walmart yet. How do the scalpers already have them? I don't know, but they do. Walmart's distribution's just, it's terrible for these figures. Okay, there goes that one. He's gonna pull some line. He's pulling backwards. Can this one stay buttoned up? Tell this fish here, don't spit it. We want to land this one. We're just right below this creek right here too, man. This creek right here, buddy, it has got some fish hanging out around it. This must be an area that it's either must have a lot of food for them or they're possibly going to be nesting in. Because I mean, we've sat here and got several fish now off this area. To be such a small creek. That's another pretty good one right there. Our other rod's getting hit too. There goes our other rod. Y'all grab that fish right there. Grab that one. Here, let me set this one back. Let me set that back in the rod holder. Grab this one. We doubled. I see more fish down there on the graph too. That one over here on the right is a pretty good fish. This one in our hand is going to be a dink. Look at him. Look at him right there. He ain't happy about being called a dink, is he? Let's go ahead and get rid of him. We won't have to throw him on. We're not going to put either one of these on the board. The one on the right's too big and this one's too small. So at least we don't have to fool with that. What a day, man. We're getting some fish. We've had a lot of bites today, and specifically around these creeks, there have been more fish, it seems like, just kind of hanging out here in this area. Open up, fish. Come on. Well, splash around a little bit, then open up. There you go. You're holding up progress here, fish. We're drifting farther and further away from where we want to be. There we go. All right, let's land our big one now. We get this one up, we'll pedal back up before we put our next bait down. That way we can get above where we want to be. Yeah, this is a solid one here, buddy. I knew when we picked up on this one, he was going to be a little bit better. He ain't done either. These fish today have, and yesterday too, they have been fired up, man. Like they have been hard fighting fish. It's not been a lethargic bite. None of them have been really willing to quit. They've been just full bore. Even after you get your hands on them, they're still just thrashing around acting a fool. Yeah, buddy, look at this. Not the biggest of the day, but not the smallest either. All right. This is another one here that's got some weight on it, man. A heavy fish for its size. Okay, there's another little creek or pocket or something right there too. There we go. Another fun sizer. Awesome, man. All right, fish, I'm done with you. Get on out of here. We're gonna go back up here to this creek and do it again, man. If there's a pile of fish here, I am content with sitting there on them and continuing to catch them, buddy. And we'll be a little bit further away from Lawnmower Man. He's still got a bunch of his yard left to mow. He's gonna be at it a while. He's got a beautiful house. I love his deck. Got nice steps right there. I'd sit out there every evening and watch a sunset if I had his house. Let's run right back up here to this creek. That was our last skipjack, so we're gonna be putting on, oh, here goes this boat. I bet they're going in that creek too. There are bass boats everywhere. They're not gonna run us off from this though. I want this spot up here. Where are they turning? Where are they going? Oh, they'll be in there for 3 minutes. 3 minutes, make 12 casts, not catch anything, and come flying out of there 80 miles an hour. We're gonna run right back up here though. We drifted down pretty good ways fighting them fish. Current's going good today. We're gonna have to put on some bluegill though. The skipjack's done, it's over. We're gonna put on the bluegill, and I got a feeling it's gonna get bit too. I think we're gonna do okay with it. I think there's just so many fish here. I think we could drop down a turd right now and catch something on it. I just want to run right back up here. I want to get right above this creek actually. Well, we can drift through kind of the creek mouth area. From an efficiency standpoint, that's where having the bow mount on your kayak or boat can really lead to some more fish in that situation. We're drifting along, we come across fish here at this creek mouth. We hit spotlight and set there on them. When you're doing like we're doing today, you got to pedal back up because the current's going to push you. If it's a small fish, you can certainly kind of hold yourself in place while you fight the fish, but like that last big one there that we got, he's going to do with us what he wants in this kayak. He's going to pull us around, which is great. I mean, that's fun. That's part of the fun of doing this, the fact that the fish can tow you around. But it pulls you off the fish, and you got to pedal back up. So, not the end of the world, but it does cost you a little time. Not a big deal for us because we're getting low on bait anyway. We're down to some bluegill, which I'm filming this video on Friday. I caught these bluegill on Wednesday. And I put a few in the cooler, and of course I'd kept them there in the bucket that we had alive. Let's cut this other shell cracker I got in here. Right there, let's cut him. He's a little bigger, not necessarily length, but thickness wise, he's a little thicker fish. Do the head and the chunk. And hope that the next two fish leave these baits on. Because we are down to 1, 2, 3.5 bluegill left. Getting down to the nitty gritty, but you know what? It's nice to be using the bait versus going home and having a cooler full of bait left because you didn't catch anything. I've had some days like that too. All right, down it goes as we drift along here. It's like 20, 21, 22 feet of water. Let's put this body section on our stinger fly rig. Down it goes. Lord, we got lawnmower man up here too. Everybody's mowing today. I probably should mow today before the rain hits, but I don't think I'm going to. I think when I get home today, I'm going to kick back and relax. All right, I'm going to just kind of hold us here. Going to pedal in place a little bit, and we're right here. You can see where we're at right here in front of this creek. I'm going to hold us kind of at the top of this here, let our scent get pushed down, see what happens, then we'll go down a little bit. All around this though, all around this creek mouth, just below it, there's fish. You'll find, I mean, sometimes, man, these fish will be staged up. I mean, well, hell, you regular viewers, you've seen me anchor at creek mouths a ton, and that's places that, if you're going to anchor, I mean, this will be one of those places you would definitely want to have on your list, because what you're going to get, let's say we anchor down right here where we're at. You're going to get fish that are not only working up and down the ledge, but you're going to get fish working in and out of the creek, and fish that are kind of staging up out here in front of this creek. You're going to have an opportunity at all of them. So it's a good place to set up and log some hours, put some time into. Now today I just wanted to cover water. I wanted to, because there's so many fish on this stretch of the river right now, they're all working up to get ready to spawn. Like, I knew we'd have a chance all the way up and down through here. But if we were going to anchor, this would be a prime location, especially knowing what we know now, that fish are apparently using this creek to either to feed in or to potentially spawn in. This would definitely be one to put on the list of places to anchor on. Some creeks are definitely better than others too. Like, you'll find that over time. And I don't know why that is. I mean, you look at them on a map, and oftentimes the creeks they'll look exactly the same, but you'll just have some that fish use more than others, that certain size fish use more than others. Like, there's some creeks I've fished where I've got really big fish. There's some others that never catch big fish. Maybe catch small fish, but you don't ever catch big fish there. Like, why is that? I don't know. But there's clearly a reason, right? Everything a fish does, it does for a reason. But I don't, it's one of the things you don't really have to. I mean, you can overanalyze everything, but if you just keep it to the common sense basics of, okay, you've got a shallow water feeding source, and you've got a path that leads out to deeper water for fish to get away, and put yourself in between. That simple philosophy right there will catch you so many fish. Find a shallow water feeding place or a shallow water area where fish are going to spawn in this time of year. Find a deep water retreat and put yourself in the middle. Put yourself right in their way. It'll catch you so many fish. That just simple common sense logic is responsible for so many fish catches. Hell, everything I do. I mean, even down here today, we're drifting this ledge. It's just common sense basics. You know them fish are going to kind of work the contours. They're going to work the edges. Not all of them. There'll be some, sure, out here middle of the river, but the bulk of the fish are going to follow the contours as they move up and down. So we're just putting ourselves in their way as we've been drifting along today. That's all we're doing. And with these fish being so hungry right now, feeding up, like they're willing to eat pretty much anything. Even our bait that, I mean, how many times have I told you I don't really like bluegill? Sure, you catch fish with it, but it's usually, it's just not a, I mean, if I ranked my baits that I like using, bluegills, it's going to be closer to the bottom than the top. And I do believe, I mean, it's very possible, if we had some fresh skipjack, some bigger pieces of skipjack today, maybe our quality goes way up. I mean, yesterday I was using skipjack for the cut bait and the live bluegill for the other rod. And, most of the fish there were coming on the skipjack. But hell, we've caught a bunch of fish today on the dang bluegill. So I think it's just getting in front of them more than anything. But I do believe having a premium bait, if a fish that was maybe hesitant, whether it's your presentation or whatever, whatever it was causing it to hesitate, if you've got just a premium bait that it really just can't refuse down there, it's going to be more likely to take it than it is maybe a lesser quality or more inferior bait, right? So, well, hell, we've sat here now, and now we ain't catching nothing. Guess we'll just start drifting along here. I don't even know what this guy up here is mowing. It looks like a damn dirt pit. His yard looks mostly dirt. You'd think it'd be easier for him to take a weed eater through there than try to operate that big mower around them trees. You got a mower like that, though, you got to ride it. I got me one of them zero turns there. Not last year, but the previous fall. I love that thing. Once you go zero turn on a mower, you can't go back. Like, I could never go back to a riding mower. after I've had the zero turn. I wouldn't want to, honestly. My yard, I mow, I've got 4 acres. About 3 of it, 3.5 of it is mowable. And I've got some woods in front of me there between me and the neighbor boy, but it used to take me on the riding mower about 3 hours, a little over sometimes, to mow. And now with the zero turn, I knock that crap out in about 1.5 hours. More comfortable ride, it's faster, more efficient. You know, you can turn the zero turn, obviously you can turn it and spin it in a circle there. Whereas a ride mower, you got to have longer berth there on your turns. And I think I kind of paid attention a little bit when I first got the mower. I haven't since then, but I don't know if it's that the mower, I got a Skag Patriot model. That's the type of mower I have. I don't know if it's just more fuel efficient or if it's just because I get done in half the time mowing my yard, but I use less gas than what I did when I had my little John Deere riding mower. So, and gas, I mean, hell, gas for a mower is expensive, you know, because I mean, I use that 100% gas. I don't put that ethanol crap in there. They say it's okay, but I don't want to do it. I put the 100% gas. So it's like $4 a gallon most of the time in my area. When I had the John Deere ride mower, like I would do most of my yard, and then I'd have to stop and put more gas in. But the gas tank in my Skag is bigger. So like I fill it, I don't know exactly how big, I think maybe 6 or 7 gallons fuel tank. So I can mow my yard about 3 times on one tank, which is nice, you know, when you're doing something, it's nice to be able to go ahead and finish it out versus having to stop part of the way through and fill up with gas again. But I love that mower. It was an expensive purchase, like at the time, and I waited till the fall to buy it because it was on sale. Previous year models there, they had marked down. But even still, like, it was a big check to write. And I'm like, boy, do I really need this fancy mower? My dad had been telling me for years I need to get me a zero turn. So he has one. And I finally just bit the bullet and done it. And when I first got on it, they delivered it to my house. And the guy that delivered it, you know, he kind of walked me through and showed me how to turn it on, how to operate it, and raise and lower the deck and all that. And he made me get on it there and make sure I knew how to drive it and everything before he left, which was nice. So I told him when I went and bought it over at the store, I'm like, I don't know anything about these. So I'm like, I'm gonna need a training course here. So when they delivered, they were very cool about it. But I got on that thing, man, and I couldn't drive it. I hit my fence at one point. I couldn't drive a damn thing. There's a learning curve to it. Like you get on there and get used to it. Now I've done it enough. Now I can zip around my yard. I could do it blindfolded. But when you first get on one of those mowers and you're used to steering with a wheel, and now you're pushing and pulling with levers, like it takes a minute. So I looked like a complete idiot there at first, hit my damn fence. But now I couldn't go back to a regular mower now. Wouldn't want to. That was one of the things, me and my girlfriend or fiance, I hate the word fiance. Her and I are engaged, but I still call her my girlfriend because I hate the word fiance. I don't know why I hate it, but I hate it. Like I don't like saying it. I just don't. It just the word fiance just repulses me, so I just refer to her as my girlfriend, even though we're engaged. But where the hell was I going with that? I got sidetracked. I got sidetracked on that repulsive word fiance and completely lost my train of thought. What the hell was I going to say? We're talking about mowers. I'm a damn idiot, folks. It's gone. That thought is completely gone. The word fiance just ruined it for me. Ah, hell, y'all probably didn't give a damn no way. Probably wasn't nothing enlightening, whatever I was going to go on. The word fiance just, it ruined it. Why do you say fiance? Why does it switch? Why can't you just say, I don't know. I guess you do need it, because it would be longer words to say my girlfriend that I'm engaged to versus just saying fiance. Just one word just lets people know. But hell, they really know nobody's business anyway. It's a stupid ass word, and I don't know why it bothers me. It's like the name Toby. I hate the name Toby. In fact, I hate everybody named Toby. It's no offense to them individually. I just hate their name so bad that I automatically hate them. Toby's a stupid name. And going by the long form, Tobias, it doesn't make it any better. That's a stupid name too. Why anybody would want to name their kid Toby? If you've named your kid Toby, call them by their middle name. If you're thinking about naming your kid Toby, don't. They're going to get made fun of and hated their whole life just because of their name. It's stupid. It's just a dumb name. These kids today, man, a lot of them's got names that their parents, they just thought they were being funny or being unique. And they're going to grow up and nobody's going to want to hire them for a job, for the simple fact that nobody can pronounce their name or spell their name. You know, I remember my first job at Kmart when I was 16. We'd have a name badge, and they would take, like, I forget what them things are called, but they would make your name badge. It was stickers, right? And you would dial the thing and stamp it, and that would be J. And you dial it over to U and stamp it, and that would be U. And you put Justin on there with stickers. Can you imagine now some of these kids that's got these stupid ass names and a bunch of letters in there that don't make sense? Like, how you wouldn't even be able to fit that. Thank goodness Kmart went out of business. You wouldn't even be able to fit it on a Kmart name badge now. And you imagine being the person having to create the badge and like, how do you spell this person's name? How do you say this name? I couldn't do it. These teachers today, I'd be curious to ask any of y'all out there, school teachers, I'd be curious to know this. When the new school season, new school year starts, and you get your kids, oh, we got a fish. Oh, buddy, that's another hard pulling fish right there. It's definitely a blue. I felt him roll already. I don't know why we can't get a flathead down through here, but this one, I mean, just nailed it, man. Nailed that shell cracker head. Holy bum, this is fun. That's exciting. Oh, that's a big one. Oh, he got me wet. I was just starting to dry out. Oh, that's a good fish. just down here below this creek right now. We set up there a while and the bite fizzled out, but we get right down here below it and here they are again. We're going to have to tire, if I can get my words out, we're going to have to tire this one out. He is going to be too wound up to bring him in right away. Did y'all get water all over you too? Y'all dodged it again. He got me good. For some reason, these fish are only taking out their anger on me and not you. I feel like me and you were equal part of this team here, even though I seem to be doing all the work. Y'all are the ones that just, you show up and put your name on the paper and on the group assignment and get to grade without doing anything. Y'all ain't helped me reel in one of these fish today. You ain't reeled none of them in, you ain't baited no hooks. Been real nice if you'd brought some bait with you, actually. Be nice to have some more skipjack right now. Fish, what's your name? You got one of them stupid names? I'd like to know what the teachers do though. First of the school year, they're call and roll, and they don't know how to say these kids' names. Like, what do you do? How do you approach that situation? I don't even know how they would do it. Come on, fish. Open up. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. Come on in. There we go. Listen, I ain't talking. He's got a lot to say, don't you? You're getting drowned out by lawnmower, man, but you got plenty to say. Fish is saying he believes. He believes in Joe Hendry. Don't we all? Everybody believes in Joe Hendry these days. I know I do. Hold him up there. Another fat sow, man. Not a super long fish. I mean, longer than what we need for the tournament, but the belly on it, man. I mean, you're going on a diet there, fish. Probably a female full of eggs, probably, truth be told. Another awesome phyto, another incredible takedown. And it's another fish that's flung off the bait. Let's get this one. I think it's the bigger one of the two there. We'll put that head on. What a good morning overall, y'all. We've got a bunch of fish. We haven't got the monster today. The quality yesterday overall was definitely better than what today has been thus far. But the numbers today is going to end up being pretty comparable. Just overall fish. We're right here now. There's another little, you can see right here, another little creek right here behind us. Maybe some fish are, I don't know if that's a creek or a pocket. I'm just not familiar enough with this area to know, but either way, there's still some fish right in through here. Yeah, what do them school teachers do though? Because I mean, now it's one thing if somebody's a grown-ass adult. I don't show no mercy on them because they can make a decision to call themselves by a different name. Not whatever their parents named them that's stupid and you can't pronounce. But kids, that's a different situation. And so school teachers can't just be like, you know, calling them out for having a dumb name. But when you're call and roll and you're a school teacher and you don't know how to say the name, what do you do? I don't know. I mean, that happened a little bit when I was working as a nurse in ER and stuff, but usually you could kind of figure it out, or you'd just call them by their last name. But since I have left the nursing field, the names have gotten dumber and harder to pronounce. Like it's a problem in society that's getting worse, not better. So I don't know. I don't know what you do with it. It's not Kmart's problem anymore though, because they're out of business. They are done and over with. It would be nice though. I'd seen a news story a while back, and it was the last Blockbuster video rental store. And a lot of people would go there like nostalgia. Because, you know, when we were kids and you go to the video rental store at the time, it's just part of your week. Friday, you go there, rent a video game or a movie or something. You don't think about it. But now that they're all gone, the nostalgia factor, like, man, if I could just go back to that and just walk around, look at stuff one more time. Same thing for me in Kmart, I guess because it's my first job, and the stores, the Kmart stores, they just have, they've got their own unique smell. It's just, be nice to just walk back through, go back in time and walk through it one more time. See the red vest. It's always weird to me. In Kmart, we had a red vest that we had to wear, but yet we would do blue light specials. It's like, why are we wearing a red vest? I guess if it was a red light special, that would be kind of hinting at prostitution or something, like the red light district. I don't know. Maybe that's why. But we wore red vests and would have a blue light special. I remember there was a little cart I had to roll around sometimes. You'd get on the intercom and be like, "Attention Kmart shoppers, I'd like to direct your attention to ladies fashion. We have a blue light special going on. The Kathy Ireland floral tops." So stupid. It's no wonder they went out of business. Good times though, good memories overall. Make them $5.20 an hour. Crazy to think about, but back then that was enough. I could work a few hours a week after school and have enough money and get me a tank of gas and a couple trips to McDonald's, and this fish right here wants to steal that bait apparently. Didn't take as much money to be happy back then. Now I need money to survive and money for action figures. Crazy times, man. I hope this midlife crisis ends for me. I mean, I hope it don't end because I died. I hope it just ends and I still have a bunch of good life left, but it's been going on a year now. I don't think I'm going to be able to shake it. I need to do some research on that. Like, how long do midlife crises last? What's the time frame on those? I probably shouldn't look it up, because if it says like 5 years or something, Lord Almighty, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't even know where you're going to put all these things. I'm already out of space on them. We're going to turn this way. We got a boat over here behind us. I don't want to talk to them. Boat's behind us, boat in front of us, boat on the other side of the channel. Boats everywhere. We're about out of battery here too, folks. We in the red. Normally I get about 4 hours, give or take. We'll drift down a little further, see if we can catch another fish, and we'll probably wrap up the video, and then I'm gonna probably finish out my bait just to see if I can hook a few more fish and maybe get lucky and catch one the size we need for the tournament. Maybe get lucky and catch a big one. We ain't got much more bait left, so my trip's gonna be over before long anyway. I brought a bait rod with me, but I ain't seen nothing I ain't seen nothing splashing out here today, nothing busting. I mainly brought them bait rods so that I could try to get some thumbnails today if the sun was out, but it's been a cloudy, dreary day all day. I'm gonna have to get me some thumbnails here soon though. We got videos ready to post that ain't got a picture for it. Just need a bright picture, at least to get maximum clicks. It's like filming videos at night. Like if you let it be known that you have a night trip filmed, you just don't get the clicks on the video. It's weird. That's why I quit filming night trips. Just couldn't get people to click on it, and the people that did didn't watch very long, so I just quit, which I'm glad I did. I'd much prefer fishing during the day, especially morning hours this time of year. Spring to fall, I'd rather be out in the morning, sunrise. Fish up till about lunch. Call it a day before all the boats get on the water, which down here today, being Friday, there's a bunch of boats down here, but good. That boat over there, he's gone now. Good. What do we got here behind us? And we got Push Mower Man over here. Where's he going? I got a feeling Push Mower Man's about to crank up. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Yep, there he goes. Push Mower Man's at it now. If people ain't bass fishing, they mowing their yard today. That's the thing to do out here. Unless they catfishing like us. Surprisingly, I ain't seen, the last 2 days, I ain't seen no catfishermen. And last week, when I'd come out, I didn't see no catfishermen. But there's a bunch of catfish here. We've been proving that. I kind of want to, we've drifted down beyond this next creek now. I kind of want to go back up and make another pass. Go up above that other creek there and drift down, like along this ledge in front of both of these creeks here that are close together. Because, I mean, we were getting some fish right here in this area. Ideally, I like to switch out my bait too, but we're down to such little left. I can't really justify doing that if it's still in decent shape. Maybe I could switch it out, but keep the pieces that are on. Kind of want to do that because we've drifted down below this creek, and now we ain't really getting bit at the moment. We'll go down just a little bit farther here, and I think I'm going to do that. With the little bait that we have left, I want to make sure we're putting it in the best place, because this blue, like I said, the bluegill, with it not having a bunch of blood and oil in it, it bleeds out so fast. So I want to make sure that while it's oozing out of there, we've got it in prime place, and we know between them two creeks there was some fish holding. Even if we've spooked some of them by sticking them and whatnot, we've still got a chance of them fish going back there. They run off, they're probably going to end up back there again. Who's behind us now? That ain't Push Mower Man. No, that's a different mower now. We can't dodge them mowers today, folks. Lawnmower Man making an appearance. Special guest cameo. We've had Lawnmower Man, Leaf Blower Man, Bass Fishing Man. Had guys sitting on his dock earlier this morning we was able to avoid. So far, we ain't had to talk to nobody. We've just been me and you. I can talk to myself all day, but I can't talk to other people. I just can't do it. I ain't got it in me anymore. Especially after getting a haircut yesterday. And that hairdresser girl, she was a nice lady. But that interaction just, it's ruined me for the rest of the week. Somebody's down here hollering. Oh hell, there's somebody working on a dock down here. No, I definitely don't want to drift down much further, folks, because then we're gonna be we're gonna be down there with people working on a dock. All right, well, here's what I'm thinking, folks. We're down to the nitty-gritty here on the battery. So truth be told, by the time I reel up and pedal up here against the current to get above that other creek, we're probably going to be down to the fumes on the battery, and I don't know how much longer it's going to last anyway. So I think I'll just wrap up the video now. I'm not going to fish much longer anyway. I mean, hell, I can't fish much longer because we only got, what we got? Two whole bluegill and a couple half pieces there. So we ain't got much longer I can fish anyway. But, oh, here, Lord Almighty, here goes another one. I'm when I cut through too, when I head back upriver, I'm going a straight line. So I'm gonna be right in the middle of the damn channel for part of it, heading up through here. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna wrap, what I'm trying to get at, rambling on here. I'm gonna cut the video off now before I reel up and go up here and make another drift. But hey, been a fun day. We've caught a bunch of fish, got some decent quality fish too. Nothing for the tournament, but I would much rather catch bigger fish than the slot tournament's just kind of I'm out here anyway, going to catch some small fish throughout the month type thing. But when I hit the water, I want to catch the big fish. And fortunately today we've got several fish that have been beyond what we need there for the tournament. So it's been a productive day numbers wise. It's been a fun day. So as soon as this weather we've got coming tonight, as soon as it passes and straightens out, I'm probably going to come back down here and hit this area again and probably do it in the Hobie Lynx. And I'm telling you, y'all, we hook into something big in that Hobie Lynx, it's on like Donkey Kong. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to quit flapping my gums, get back up here. I'll see you next time. Thanks for coming with me.